Welcome to another exciting edition of The Ravens Flock. Welcome, nerds all over the internet. It is Saturday, April 26th. We're near the end of the month of Easter, and we're heading straight into May, and we're going straight into the dredges, into the scorching atmosphere, into the flames of summer.
You mean May the 4th be with you?
That's
Jose, that's a little more important.
Revenge of the Sith.
That would explain all those
Cinco de
third-degree
Mayo and
burns
Revenge of
when
the
I got the
Sixth.
second I walked outside.
Yeah, no. It's okay, Angel. At least you're not immolated. At least you're in one piece.
Please don't do that. I am in terrible pain, actually.
Gotta fix it.
My entire torso looks like beef jerky. You don't want to see under this shirt right now.
Oh, never mind. Angel's a little tender underneath.
I'm guessing that's because of Mia, your cat.
No, she works on my arms. The sun worked on the rest of me.
You mean
Damn.
that she actually...
Mia's
you
like,
are
"It's over,
actually
Angel. I
her
have the high
scratching
ground."
post. Got it.
You underestimate how much cat food I possess. And then we both jump at the same time and she did some cat wushu shit on me and I ended up on the floor with no limbs.
With the sun beaming right at you.
You can't
I hate
underestimate
you.
a cat. They will murder you.
It's not fair. They're the only animal that naturally knows bullet time.
Folks, welcome to the Ravens Flock. I am your host, Jose Casabona. I also host Wrestle Rewind, and I am the founder, executive producer, and content manager of this channel. And on behalf of all of us, we appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. And joining me on my left is the host of Los Amigos Play. While not exactly very stealthy, you can always count on him to hack and slash his way to victory, Mr.
You mean
Angel.
bumblefuck?
Well,
You
that's...
mean button mash?
You guys
You mean
can
getting
stealth?
good without getting good?
You guys can
You
stealth.
mean being a scrub?
You need some skill.
Scrub gaming.
Listen.
It's not even real gaming. You're
His
even
S,
strategizing
listen.
these
His
eyes.
S is not for stealth. His
Man.
S is just for stylish. Mr. Angel Mendez.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Juan, if you're going to get the salty, I would have my fries with me, but I guess we'll just have to make do with this. Thank you for joining us today. It is a pleasure to have you with us in this beautiful and increasingly hot Saturday, but all the same, it was well worth it because we are here because of you. You make this happen, and I hope that you enjoy watching us as much as I enjoy speaking to you.
And of course, joining us right now is one of our awesome cosplayers on this channel, and a person who is so good at stealth, she could make Solid Snake blush.
Yeah, she would have beaten that entire game in one go or something.
Miss Sayana Rose Cosplay.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I mean, box. You guys say box wins. Okay. I mean, again, I like stealth games. This is why you
Works for
guys
me.
could never play a PlayStation.
Hey, listen, give me credit for trying, okay?
No. Good kudos for trying, yeah.
I'm still fucking trying over here. I'm the one who's behind the PS3 controller.
Okay, well, that
For starters,
one...
the PS3 controller
Yeah,
feels small.
I will say, the controller, there's something wrong with the controller because I heard you pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
We ID locked the controller.
Yeah, so you get a pass.
ID tag.
You do get a
PlayStation
pass.
with
I'm
ID
not going to
tag
rag on
video
you with that.
games.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to crack Angel's PS3.
Yeah, no
I hope
other
you,
choice.
the Toy Slasher, don't mind me
Do you need sledgehammer?
refurbishing the refurbished console.
Okay, do you want
please
a
do. That
machete
means
or
I
a
get to play
sledgehammer?
Japanese games.
Are you kidding me? Drywall
Jack-
saw.
No, Juan, don't
Jackhammer.
destroy the console.
Jackhammer.
Juancho, don't
Jackhammer, Jose.
Don't
Jackhammer.
destroy
Bill
it.
Goldberg. Don't you love Bill Goldberg?
But it's a one-of-a-kind
Jackhammer.
console.
Bill Goldberg. Jackhammer it.
You don't understand,
Who's
Juan.
next,
It's
Zane?
a dying
It's
breed.
no-
You're next, Jose.
It's
Angel,
an artifact.
jackhammer.
You know why? Look,
Would
it
you like to get
actually
jacked in your
has this written on it.
Bring up your... Because I will
PS3 60 gigabytes backwards.
I understand.
You mean like the ones that we found in the
You
actual
labeled
Disney?
it.
Yes.
Those? Yeah.
All right, before
They
we
can-
indulge into his destructive tendencies.
No,
Of course.
rage rooms are required.
Yeah.
Serious
need
fucking
one.
way.
And of course, let's not forget the host of the Black Files, my type partner for Wrestle Rewind, a man who puts in the IOs behind all the videos on his channel every single week. A man who is long overdue to be in a rage room and is sponsored by Dude Wipes, Mr. Juan Arouse.
I am not sponsored by Dude Wipes in any way, shape, or form.
Come
Although,
on,
if
man.
you guys will throw a couple million my way, I will wipe my dude in front of the whole world. Go ahead.
Challenge?
No,
Please don't.
it's a promise.
We don't need to fold
Couple
the
million
steps of
dollars,
avocado,
Dude
avocado,
Wipes.
please.
Pass it over. I will do a proper demonstration. It's okay. We'll age gate it so that it's appropriate. It won't be sponsored.
Do you need to have like Taco Bell or something?
No, I don't want to make it too horribly gross, Sayana. And thank you for the introduction, Jose. Don't you
We
ever
will
forget the
publicly
mister.
shit for money. Confirmed.
Not me.
Well, a couple $1 million to start. I mean, come on.
I mean, all disgrace can be washed away with success. I'm just saying.
I
Well,
mean,
hang on a minute. bell went off, your notification went off on your phone. Angel is now sponsored by Nestle Drumsticks,
I
the
will
ice
now
cream.
violently shit on every street.
With ice cream bars? With ice
With
cream
my
cones?
name on them.
No, they don't. It's from Nestle. I'm sorry, Angel.
Yeah,
that just means
they're
that you're
drumsticks.
That just means that you're having delicious chocolate that's sustained through the blood of orphans.
And peanuts.
The suffering adds
Here's the
extra
thing:
taste.
if they
And
want to
peanuts.
pay,
I don't
they
know if
can
you're
have
allergic.
Ankle
Thankfully, no.
shots. There you go.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Everyone likes
that's another one.
ankles.
Wait, you're allergic
If
to
folks
tears?
want
or-
some Zayana Rose
No,
ankle
I want
shots,
more.
no. That's
It's a free
$9.99. That's
All right, all
$9.99.
Folks, like all our other shows, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick.
Oh.
So be sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button, click the bell icon for all the notifications, leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens flock, then you can become an inner flocker. And for $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for folks, for all the apparently the mic poof came off. Folks, for all the inner flockers we got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everyone know that you're here to help rescue the Ravens flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard, staying strong, making your voice our mission. The only thing standing in our way now is the fact that we have to work 9-to-5 jobs just to keep the lights on. However, there's a way that you can help support us. There's a way that you can help elevate us from this dismal and dull drudgery of discomfort and disfortune and shit. And that's just what you've been doing this whole time. Yes, late-stage capitalism. That's what we're stuck in. And which is what you've been doing with us this whole time. Just supporting the Ravens flock, spreading the good word of how we proselytize the glories and wonders of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in
The
between.
consuming
And
gospel.
what's even more the way you guys do that is you've been doing this whole time, just supporting us by liking our content, commenting both during the stream and after the stream, sharing our content to all your social media and your friends, your family, your loved ones, everyone who has a penchant for this kind of show, and of course subscribing to us and make sure that everyone you talk to subscribes to us too, and hit the notification bells for all our alerts. Before you know it, with your diligent help and with us continuing to provide you guys the content that you're craving, we'll be able to reach new heights by having more subscribers. The more subscribers we get, the more inner flockers we get, and before you know it, we'll be financially sustainable and we'll be able to do this for a living the way we want. With your help, we can and will succeed. If you're not a commitment type, we've got our Cash App open here, link in the description below. You also get members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you get access to all of us, the Ravens flock, your favorite Motley Crue nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. We've got, who is this? Gorilla Singer in the chat. Hey, up here, welcome to the Ravens flock. Are you
Hello.
guys excited for the HAZBIN Hotel in Hellverse? Boss?
Yeah, we are!
About time.
All right,
Careful
go.
saying peanuts. Oh, peanuts.
You just
Careful.
said it though.
Thank you, Lisa Boo. Careful saying peanuts, LOL. Sounds like something else, Jose.
What's wrong
Okay,
with peanuts?
PS3 is awesome, says Kyle Canada. A up here. I
No,
have
said it
4
wrong.
out of
Pianis?
one for disc games.
Money?
I don't know.
Yeah, mantequilla de maní. Maní is peanut. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
one digital-
Gorilla, if you are new to this channel, hit the like and subscribe button and tell your friends about
What
the
the
Ravens flock.
What the Okay, I have 4 PS3s. One for disc games, one for digital games, one for PS1 and 2 games, and one to cook eggs on while it overheats.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
that's
is the
I mean,
correct
you're
way
not
to
wrong.
use
We also have Stolas Gorilla over here. Whoop, whoop. How's it going? Welcome to the Ravens flock.
All right, Stolas Gorilla, hit the like.
Goetia.
Stolas Gorilla-
Like the demons.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Read.
Oh, Goetia, my bad.
Goetia.
I saw Gorilla, my bad, because the other person had Gorilla.
I saw
Mr.
gorillas
Queen-
and all I thought
No,
was still
Stolas
doing.
Goetia, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Hit the like and subscribe button. And yes, we are excited.
Tell the people
Yes,
in
we're-
hell to listen to us. We might actually give them a little break from the usual existence.
For real. I mean, it'd be nice to geek out a little bit, even if you live in hell.
Now-
and Kyle
now-
Canada is saying, shut up and take my money for this news. And Brandon Ogden, welcome to the Ravens flock.
Now-
Along with Ben Cruz.
Now, folks watching, I know I joke. In reality, we aren't sponsored by Dude Wipes
We
or
should.
Nestle or any other products that are consumed by consumers on an everyday basis. However, we do have an excellent partner, and we are proud to be part of their family. Folks, this channel is proudly partnered with Glitch
Energy. That's right, folks. Glitch Energy's specially formulated smart energy blend keeps you running strong all day long, just like the Ravens flock, with 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 lag, and 0 crash. But don't take those zeros to mean that this is a bad product. Oh no, this is loaded with flavors galore. And if you go to glitchenergy.com, you want to make sure that you keep them bookmarked because you never know when they'll drop a new flavor. For example, we've got the newest flavor that came out from
last week, I believe.
It was
It was heading towards Easter season. It is the Bunny Berry Oasis.
Inspired by a VTuber.
Yeah,
That's
Miyoshi.
right.
She's a bunny girl, and she's got bazonga donks, and she's a good lass.
And
otherwise, she wouldn't be hooked up with us. Wait, you said it already. What are they kidding? These guys at Glitch Energy, they're hooked up with us. I mean, we're the worst.
Yeah, it's like a crack addiction.
Oh my god. Oh
the
my
first
god.
hit was free, and then they couldn't get rid of it. And then when they tried to run away, I threatened their family and friends.
Jesus, Angel.
You're right. I shouldn't say that. We had aggressive negotiations.
Anyways, this is strawberry grape flavored, and yes, it is inspired. It is inspired by influenced by
sponsored by VTubers.
It is influenced by VTubers. Yep.
No, not VTubers. The VTuber, her name is Miyoshi.
No,
Get it straight.
All the
oh my
VTubers
god.
are sponsored on the show. Every single VTuber did it. Hololive did it. Gargura, famous VTuber.
Angel, you're running
she
it to the
retired
ground,
and said
bro.
that Glitch was the greatest thing she ever drank. She doesn't know that, but what are you gonna know? She never streams. Shut up.
The point
Wow.
is, this is one of the many flavors that Glitch Energy has in their website, and it's available right now. And if you go into glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FLOCKFUEL, you'll receive a 20% discount on your order, so don't delay! The month of April is not over yet. You can still go to glitchenergy.com, use our promo code, and get your hands on some Bunny Berry Oasis right now.
We want to once again thank Glitch Energy for partnering with the Ravens flock. You guys made a terrible mistake. We're the worst people ever. What is wrong with you guys? You need therapy in the worst way.
Or send us to hell.
No need.
I've been there. It's actually very, very wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
you've
You
got-
know what? Y'all are talking about it in the chat. Y'all
Well,
know
they
what
did it.
where our thumbnail
Might as
is.
well.
Yes, it has been a while since characters of style has graced us all with their incredible demonic voice. Sinners rejoice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Try me, bitch.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. You ripped off Vox. Okay, cool. Okay, he won't.
Wow, you are so wrong. It's Alistair.
I thought it was Vox. Okay, no, I
We
got
do
there.
not disrespect
Wow.
I
Alistair
got
here.
You're right. Alistair, the Wendigo radio demon guy who's totally asexual and
I am
doesn't
not
realize
planning
it.
anything at all. Ever.
You know what Alistair would do if he met
I
you,
love
Angel?
him.
He'd slap you for
Probably
being
tried to eat
him.
me alive. He was a cannibal in real as a human, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm aware.
Unpleasant fellow. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're beginning strong. The biggest resurgence of Tumblr since the existence of Tumblr itself has returned. The big package of Hot Topic core memories now activated has returned to bless us with an interesting news that I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen sooner. Because it was confirmed by Busy Pop herself that both shows were, I mean, they're taking place
Canonically
in the same location.
universe.
They're taking place in the same location.
The Hellverse.
But it looks like after all this time and after all these years, we are getting the somewhat inevitable crossover between HAZBIN Hotel and Helluva Boss.
Yes, they do canonically share the same world, and now they're going to be sharing the same streaming platform.
Yep.
As reported by HollywoodReporter.com on April 25th.
yesterday.
Which is yesterday, thank you. The headline reads, HAZBIN Hotel offshoot Helluva Boss gets Prime Video run and a 2-season renewal. And this article was published by Rick Porter yesterday. Let's go ahead and get to the article, my friend.
And there's our buddy Blitz. The O is silent.
Yeah, best boss
And
ever.
what's
He
his
who demands to
voice
try
actor's
him,
name again?
bitch.
He's hilarious.
His voice actor's name again?
I
is-
forgot his voice
How
actor.
dare you.
Not Richard Is it Richard Horvitz?
No, Richard
No.
Horvitz is
He's Moxie.
Moxie.
Oh, okay, my bad. I forgot the name. Anyways,
Wow.
so Prime Video is expanding the animated version of Hell seen in HAZBIN Hotel. The Amazon-owned streamer has struck a deal with creator
It's
Vivian
Brandon
Medrano.
Rogers.
AKA Vizzy Pop.
With Vivian
It's Brandon
Medrano.
Rogers. It's this
Thank
guy.
you, Angel.
Oh yeah, Brandon Rogers. Oh my God, we saw him.
The one that
Jesus.
goes, try me, bitch.
Yeah.
To both bring her HAZBIN spin-off Helluva Boss to Prime Video and extend its run. The show's first 2 seasons, which are on YouTube, will begin streaming on Prime in the fall while remaining in their original home. And the streamer has ordered 2 additional seasons that will have an exclusive first window of on the streamer before joining YouTube. Additionally, Medrano has signed a first look deal with Prime Video to develop new projects.
Yay! And here's a statement from Miss Vizzy Pop herself. I am so grateful to Prime Video for the continued support of our work on HAZBIN Hotel and for allowing our team at Spindlehorse to expand the Hellverse by embracing HELLUVA boss, Medrano said in a statement. I'm so excited for what this means for the continued rise of indie animation. It's a dream come true to be able to tell these stories, and I truly can't wait for you to see what we have planned. HAZBIN Hotel, produced by A24 with animation by Fox's Bento Box Entertainment, premiered on Prime Video in January 2024, 4+ years after Medrano's independently produced pilot for the show was uploaded to YouTube. Prime Video gave the series a 2-season order to start and renewed it for 2 more seasons in July 2024.
Now, we've covered the HAZBIN Hotel being on Prime last year on the Ravens Flock. So if you want to check that out, you can go through our channel playlist and find it. And we saw the HAZBIN Hotel, like the official first season on Prime Video, and generally,
it was pretty fun.
It was fun.
Has some good songs, has some interesting shots, very cool art style. I gotta be honest though, you know that first song that Charlie made on the pilot episode, Inside Every Demon is a Rainbow?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
love
always
it.
felt like that song was more fitting for the start of the series because it shows her belief, like she wants to believe that there's something good. Happy Day in Hell is funny, but it doesn't really give you a reason to believe, like, wow, any of these people can actually deserve to be redeemed.
The problem with her, the character of Princess Charlie, remember, she's a princess. She's the daughter of Lucifer, the Lord of Hell.
Keep talking, be right back.
She's literally a princess, a la Disney princess, if you would, in hell. She's got all the bright-eyed and sunshiny rainbowy shit in her life, and she literally lives in hell. It is the worst thing ever.
Well, that's what happens when you raise a child and don't teach them the cruelty of the world around them, which is kind of weird, because she seems to know about hell, but be at the same time unbearably naive about how it works. Probably because, mom is nowhere to be found and daddy's an idiot.
Very sheltered.
Very sheltered.
Now,
Rich white woman goes to third world country to colonize it.
You mean heaven?
Yeah, now Hellava Boss follows a different story.
Yep. Dig this here, folks. All right, continuing in the what in the world? Is it the battery?
Hellava Boss is a story about how Invader Zim suffers in hell by working by the worst boss in the world.
Oh, my
According to the article,
Hellava
Boss centers on the hellborn imp Blitzo with a silent O. Blitz with a silent O, who runs a small, chaotic assassination business. The show's 2 seasons span 20 episodes, each of which has at least 12 million views on YouTube, which counts 30 seconds of video play as a view. Medrano created the series and executive produces with Tom Murray, Brandon Rogers, Richard Horvitz, Vivian Williams, Erica Lindbeck, who I met personally, and Bryce Pickman head the voice cast.
Cool.
I still need to catch up on that.
It follows a bunch of crazy hijinks.
Thanks to Evil Con, I met Richard Horvitz.
Yeah. Richard Horvitz is just a cool guy.
I haven't watched all of Helluvas yet. I have
fun.
to catch up. No, I have to catch up. I feel
the
so
funniest
bad.
thing about Horvitz is that he sounds exactly like that in his everyday life. He's not trying to sound like Invader Zim. That's just how he sounds, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, it's also hilarious. But it's just him.
But yeah, Hellava Boss
It's him on his paint, Himalayan.
Yeah, so Hellava Boss follows a more comedic, so funnier than I would argue, funnier than HAZBIN Hotel.
Actually, yeah, it is. It's funnier
It's
because
supposed to be
he's
more
not trying to-
hijinks.
It's
he's not
supposed to
trying
be much
follow
more
a plot.
hijinks, much more shenanigans.
Comedic.
And yes, you do have interpersonal relationship play. And yes, I know not everything has to be about drama and relationships and stuff. But at the same time, you have to have drama in between the hijinks. That way,
There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of drama in your
There's
comedy.
nothing more dramatic than that time that Moxie's dad pressed the button and a million dildos came out of the wall.
That was fucking
very,
horrible.
very
I don't
emotionally
think I
touching.
actually got to that episode.
Honestly, despite the admittedly somewhat I won't lie to you, the main romantic drama of this show is
between Blitz and, of course,
it's
Stolas.
intrusive as shit, and it feels like it drags on for too long. But that aside, though, the jokes land. The jokes are funny. That's what matters. The songs are funny. Norman Reedus was there for a while. That was funny, pretty.
He was only there for 1 episode.
It was still funny. Shut up.
Okay.
And overall, though, still a very entertaining show that brings back some of that, and I do hesitate to overuse this word, some of that edge that TV has been losing for the last few years.
No, you're right, right.
Sometimes I want some crass shit in my TV screen, you know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand.
Yeah, because most things are like too safe nowadays.
A little too sanitized.
That's why independent studios and animations do better than syndicated channels, because they don't have that many red strings holding the tape back on a little bit.
And they're not afraid to take risks.
And thankfully, the guys over at Amazon see this and like, oh, this is a thing that monies. We like that. We'll give you money so you can make us more monies. Have some monies, Vivzy Pop.
But what if money?
Have
More money. Money.
Have more money.
Oh, no.
Have more money.
Are you sure?
You've made us money. Have some more money.
I mean, I was planning to stop the series,
have
but
more money.
I look deep inside my heart, and that 18-wheeler that just rolled to my house full of money, and I think, I got one more in me.
Oh my god.
The funny thing is
that sounds like a Blitz thing to say.
The funny thing is that when they actually put up the announcement, what they did is they actually gave the announcement by the characters themselves, Charlie and Blitz. I wonder if it's okay to play. Fuck it, I'm balling. What do you think?
I mean,
copyright. Do you really want to get in trouble? I don't want to risk
From
that.
who? Netflix?
No, you mean from Amazon?
Prime.
Is BC Pop gonna burst into our house and complain?
Prime
no,
will.
only if I open it. Not if I open it on their Twitter page.
Okay.
Oh yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, do it in their Twitter page. It technically counts as free advertising. They can't complain about that.
I was gonna say.
They put it there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not trying to steal your money.
Fuck you,
Amazon.
Jeff. Fuck you,
We're
Jeff
trying
Bezos.
to promote
I'm
things.
trying to steal your money.
Yeah, you know what? It's
Yeah,
safer to.
Angel wants to steal your money.
Hey, Juan, can you stop shouting?
No.
Throw me under the bus instead. I'll do it.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, we could play it through their Twitter. I think it's safer to do it through Twitter than do it through YouTube.
Because then you
Because-
can say it's free advertisement. Look,
Also
it says it
because
right there.
YouTube is kind of fucking stupid.
Yes, it is.
Like, first picture I see is Ken. I know my day is gonna go great.
Ken.
Oh my god.
My name's Ken.
I still have never watched it.
Don't bother. Just watch the half hour that is the Ken parts. There, that's the best part of the film.
No, but I always keep seeing the one of when she's escaping.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Funny.
Slap that shit in there.
All right.
All right, there we go. And moving here. Stop it. Also, we have someone called The Consequence.
The Consequence. I hope the story writing improves later on. I feel like that they could do so much.
Unfortunately, they killed Adam, who was basically the best character in the entire show. So
Oh, shut up!
he got the only good song in that entire fucking mess.
Man, all the other songs are great. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but they don't compare.
Also,
He's
the
better.
Joseph Santos is here. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the Ravens Flock.
Listen, if
I
you
haven't
can't
watched
vocalize your
any,
own guitar
and so
solo, you ain't
Don't
worth
feel
it.
bad.
The next crossover will have to be Hellva Boss verse with Drawn Together. I don't think so, unless
I don't
Fizzy
think
Pop
Thrown
buys it.
Together is gonna go anywhere near.
Wait,
Thrown
did we
Together
just-
is
no, we
almost a
didn't
little
freeze.
too much.
All right.
No, we didn't freeze.
Here we go,
see,
folks.
Here
We're-
we have.
I got this. So here we go, folks. Through their Twitter, we will play now this little clip from our beloved main characters of HELLUVA Boss and HAZBIN Hotel.
All right.
Play the clip.
Hang on. Freaking. There.
There.
We're deaf.
Is it recording?
Here we go.
Oh, okay, it is. Hello there, everyone. It's me, Charlie Morningstar, founder of the HAZBIN Hotel, which is totally going amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for asking. Anyway, I'm sure you are all aware of the amazing news that we have been greenlit for seasons 3 and 4 of HAZBIN Hotel.
Hold on a sec. I am I'm falling!
Yes!
Hi. Hello. Are you okay, Mr.
Blitz, the O is silent. So what's all this about?
Oh,
I feel that so hard.
well, I was telling everyone about how exciting it is that we're getting more seasons of HAZBIN Hotel.
Yeah, that's good for you, but that's old news, bitch.
Oh, okay.
Hold on to your little titties, because I'm here to announce that HELLUVA Boss is coming to Prime Video. But plot twist, it's also still going to be on YouTube, so bam! You thought that Hash Brown Motel was the only hell show that Daddy Amazon was horny for? No! They wanted all this.
Oh my gosh, wow, that is so great. Congratulations. How does that work?
Well, Chalky, I'll tell you.
Chalky!
Listen up, Chucklefucks. Prime Video's teaming up with Spindlehorse, ooh, that is a good name, to support the making of HELLUVA Boss's remaining seasons. Now, I'm talking full fucking episodes, full seasons, the whole shebang. And, oh, the best part is, full creative control remains entirely with this bitch who, she made everything here. She's in charge.
Not a bitch. Really love her.
Then, after a little bit more than a month or so of being on Prime Video first, the show will release in its entirety, as it always has, on YouTube. So basically, we gotta keep doing what we're doing, but, bigger.
What? That is the best news ever!
And the best part is, now we get to fuck around with you guys from time to time.
Wait, fuck around with who now?
Well, let's see here. Do you know an angle dust or an...
Whoa, hey, okay, I get it. Don't give everything away. We get it.
You're a fucking fun sucker. Do you know that? I'm a giver, bitch. I'm giving.
Yeah. I love that about you, Blitz. Really do. But you have to give them something to be surprised by. That's what makes the wait so worth it. Because as we all know,
Animation takes
a long time.
Anyway,
Yes,
we
it does.
cannot wait to share more of the
respect the fact
Hellverse
that they get
with
full
you
critical
all.
control.
We hope you
Even if I don't
enjoyed
agree
more
with all their
seasons
choices, I
of
respect they get to
HELLUVA
do it.
Boss.
And
And
they're not being
HAZBIN Hotel
corporate
on
for
Prime
free.
Video.
Thank you all so much for
shadow
getting
of
us here.
Jeff
Really, we
Bezos
could
is
not have done this without you. I'm gonna cry.
And that's it? No, fuck this! Let's end big!
Big? I thought we acted really nicely.
Fuck waiting! Look, we got Moxie, and we got Millie, and
Hi.
Luna, and
Hey, what's up? I'm
Stolas,
here,
and
too.
whoever the fuck this guy is.
Whoever this guy
we got fucking Manuba and the cat! Oh, we're all in the same room!
Hello, I'm Keith
We're having a
David.
good time! Oh, we're family now! Plus, we got the freaky red guy that everyone's into!
Oh,
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Yes.
wait, Alistair doesn't do well on camera.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't.
I love
Alright, bye!
All right, bye.
This is your casual reminder that Alistair does not
Hates
like
TV.
television.
He's not fond of the France. So yeah, no. Turns out that now I respect the fact that they finally keep full creative control. Because even if you don't like the show, even if you don't agree with what they're writing, at the end of the day, at least they get to write what they want. Because right now they're working for an even greater devil. His name is Jeff Bezos.
Fucking Jeff Bezos.
Once I consume this tax
CEO
evasion
entrepreneur.
apple.
CEO entrepreneur, born in
I will say that was the perfect way to end this.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, no.
Jeffrey
But that being said, I do like the video. I
Bezos.
like how Charlie's like happy charm like completely offsets
Kind of
Blitz.
reminds me of like
Isn't it-
M-rated
Blitz
Parks
gives
and
no
Rec.
fucks.
Does it feel like M-rated Parks and Rec?
It feels like M-rated Parks and Rec with what's his face, Blitz throwing off some Rick and Morty fucking chaos there.
Is Rick and Morty still going?
Yes,
Yes.
it is. I know.
Bro,
I know.
when was the last time you adult swimmed?
It's,
Never.
It's
He
been a
hasn't
while.
swam in
In a
adults
long,
in a
long,
time.
The
long,
pool has been
long
closed
time.
due to AIDS for a long time.
Oh yeah, Angel with a fucking old ass.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sadly, I do. I'm older
Core
than
memory
you.
unlocked.
I'm older than
But
you.
yeah,
and I remember
folks,
these.
not only are we getting more seasons of HAZBIN Hotel, not only will Helluva Boss be moving over to Prime Video and remain on YouTube, but now we're finally going to get what we all want, and it's more crossover shit between both shows, HAZBIN Hotel and Helluva Boss.
So it like the last.
Thank you!
Like one of the last episodes they had on Hell of a Boss in season 2. They sorry for a spoiler by the way. Blitz was arrested for
Yes.
using the grimoire that Stolas had been banging him in order to exchange.
Which is
secret-
highly illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal for imps to use that thing, and so he was brought before.
Imp, did I just catch you doing spells?
Ow, my baby! No, and he basically got arrested and was judged.
He had to
But
see the big devil
here's the
who's
thing.
like, I was here long ago.
No,
and you
like no,
fucked
that
up.
one was Satan.
Are you
As
done
a
with
different-
spoilers yet?
Almost.
Okay.
They were done with it. They had to be judged by Satan, which, if anyone doesn't recognize, the ancient Aramaic for the original text, the name Satan was the old world fucking speak for like the judge, the adjudicator.
adversary also.
The adversary, the judge, the adjudicator. So yeah,
Caso cerrado.
so it actually
But,
makes
like,
sense that he would
animated.
stand in the judgment.
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
Lucifer was supposed to be in that court, but in his place was a note saying "out to lunch" with a little rubber duck on it.
Once again, this jackass runs away from work.
Runs away from fucking.
You
work.
wonder why his wife doesn't see him anymore because of shit like this. Okay, Ziana, we're done with the spoilers.
Yeah, we're done.
And then
Thank
Goku
you.
finally showed up. And after Luffy declared that he will be the Pirate King for the 358th time in a row,
Right.
the Death Note happened.
Now, before we continue, let's go ahead and turn over to the live chat here. We got Johnny Ortiz saying, well, I'm with Angel, Rick, and Morty. I'm with Angel here. Is Rick and Morty still on? Yes, it is.
I think they stopped after season 8. Wait, no, you're right. There was an announcement. They showed a trailer for season 9. It had like one good joke in it.
Okay.
One.
Oh, damn. Ulysses Fartknocker said, damn, I was there when Adult Swim first launched. I greatly remember that night seeing the Brack Show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and being introduced to Cowboy Bebop.
Man. By the way, my sincerest best of luck to the voice actor of Brack, who is in some hard economic times. He's working as a mailman now. Because turns out making like award-winning shows doesn't quite pay all the bills. Shit's rough out there for
Would
the boy.
you
to
would,
be a
Capitalism.
voice
would you
actor.
think it would, right?
No, that's the problem with being a voice actor. Steady work is never promised, unfortunately.
Damn,
Unless
man.
you get one of the really good shows.
Unless you work for The Simpsons. And
Or
then,
unless you work for these fuckers over
Unless
here.
you work for Prime Video.
well, even then, like I said, that's
What
the
in the
problem with
hell?
being... When you're a voice actor, you always gotta have a second job in the back because at one point or another, the contract is going to end. Unless you work for The Simpsons. And I swear to God, Marge's voice actress is about to drop dead one of these days. Well, that woman is still cracking, so I respect that much.
I can only do the voice of an old lady for so long.
20 years later. They're in season 37 now, dude.
I know!
The
The
Simpsons
Simpsons are
is
on
in
season
season
37! It's crazy!
At some point, you gotta stop, man.
No, bro, we're gonna keep this train
When
going.
was the last time you ever watched a Simpsons episode? I don't mean like online, like
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen a Simpsons episode like fully until like maybe like the last time I watched it was like what, 1999,
The last time
2000?
I saw season
yeah,
was
it
when you
was
guys
like
showed me The Simpsons.
it was around that time that I last watched one.
Yeah, and I think the last one I saw was
Wow.
They're alive!
Hey, welcome back.
Get
Okay,
back
bye.
inside.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Drive
Okay,
safe.
bye.
Later.
Good luck driving yourself home.
Like, okay, we were talking about having famous voice actors.
I
Also,
think it's a very helpful.
K Storm and Dragonfang have made it into the chat. Dragonfang is trying not to be dead. She's failing.
Her success
She's failing
rate is
miserably.
She's gonna be dead
somewhat
tomorrow.
All right, but getting back on the subject
So we're
of
talking about famous voice actors, right? One thing that folks were really appreciative about Hell of a Boss is the cameos voice acting that you got. You mentioned Norman Reedus earlier,
Yeah.
and one other semi-regular character is voiced by the pop singer Kesha. That would be Beelzebub herself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
what you
the-
sounded familiar.
Yes, the demon of gluttony. Thank you,
yeah,
K-Storm.
she's awesome.
Oh my god.
They couldn't even commit to
Zero
making her a
sugar. Oh
fly.
my God.
She's like a fox fly. or
Guys,
something.
I just realized something.
What is
Still
it?
would.
Now, here's the
That
problem.
means that Niffy's gonna be introduced to
Nifty.
the
Stabby.
others. Oh no!
Oh,
Stabby
yes.
stab!
Oh, yes.
Oh, oh no,
they're
she
gonna
would
love
give
her.
she
No,
would
they're
give
gonna love
Moxie
her.
a hard time.
Yep.
They're going to love her.
I would like to also take this brief moment to give my thanks to an artist by the name of Jikuzo, because that artist, during the very long break that HAZBIN Hotel had, decided that they were not going to let this fandom die. So they produce so much porn that for a while, their artwork is the only thing that you could find on the Google search. By the way, their ongoing story is just basically Moxie having an affair with Lu.
Oh my God.
It's
weird.
surprisingly well drawn.
Well,
All
I
right.
imagine,
for
but
the
still.
story.
So
here's
speaking
the
of
thing.
Hell of a Boss, we do have to pivot over to another article over here, and this one is from comicbook.com, and this is an interesting topic. Hell of a Boss
Wait,
makes
again?
Hell of a Boss makes Titanic change to its cast following Amazon pickup.
Allow me to introduce you to the problem with unions.
There's a reason.
You mean
There's a
again?
Yeah. All right, let's
And
go.
this one's by Evan Valentine.
Oh,
And
I know it's published today.
no,
April 26th.
Why the hell are they putting Vizzy Pop's name under the photo of
She
Beelzebub?
did, well, that's what she looks like in real life, don't you know?
You ass.
Maybe she's raging in the background.
Maybe. All right, so the Hellverse has had a hell of a week.
Yay.
Creator Vivian Medrano shared that not only is Hell of a Boss coming to Amazon Prime Video to join the residents of the HAZBIN Hotel, but it would also still air on YouTube for the fans who witnessed Blitz's story on that platform. While everything is looking peaches and cream for the employees of IMP, the web series
Murder Professionals.
the web series has confirmed that it will see a major shakeup in terms of one of its characters in future installments. While said shakeup doesn't involve the main cast of the series, it does involve
I
a
remember
fan
this.
favorite supporting character with a big role to play in the underworld.
The big announcement came from voice actor Rochelle Diamante's TikTok, sharing an update that she would be taking the voice role of
yeah.
Beelzebub from Kesha, who previously
That
filled the role.
explains it.
Today I have bigger news. I cannot stop smiling. Kesha did the speaking voice for B, and what I've been told, she is no longer continuing the character. However, I have been offered the opportunity to keep the character on the show and continue her iconic ways. I'm very excited to continue the character and bring you the same character that you've fallen in love with. I'm so excited because I have been obsessed with this character since I found out what this was. I love the show, I love the character, and I'm very passionate about it. I'm officially the character, and I'm officially B. I'm so proud to be a part of this.
Awesome.
So basically, it is likely that this happened because Kesha, as a well-known artist, is A, very expensive to hire, and
Busy.
B, if the character is gonna get more lines, that means more recording sessions that will most likely mess with her current schedule.
And
Which is
So this
understandable.
happens.
And it makes sense that it goes to Ms. Diamante over here because even though Kesha's a singer, Kesha is only the speaking voice for Beelzebub.
Which genuinely made no sense to me. Like, you get a singer and you don't ask her to sing?
It's like
That's like hiring Michael Jackson and telling him not to dance.
It's like we literally cannot afford to pay for her to sing. Now we've got another chick over here.
The rate goes higher every time she starts melodizing.
And hey, for all we
Actually,
know,
yes.
maybe Miss Diamante is good at singing.
Jose,
like
she
to think
is.
they
She's
are.
already the singing voice for Beelzebub.
Oh,
It
The
only
cotton
makes
candy-
sense for her
for
to
her
also
just
take the
continue
speaking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so,
So-
she did that song when she showed up then.
Yeah, the Cotton Candy
Okay,
song.
then, yeah.
All right,
that's-
my bad.
That song was
Just put her
so
there, just do it.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah, hey, works.
Yay! All right. Well, everything else is pretty much a repeat of what we already read.
And this is her on her TikTok giving the announcement. I'd play it, but I don't know. We already said what she said.
So
Yeah,
overall,
Jeff Bezos is looking behind us right now. I'm afraid of it. Like the next announcement we touch.
okay. No.
He's
Angel does bring up
bald,
a good
shiny.
point.
This is
There-
not a light stage. That's the sun reflecting off his bald head.
Angel does bring up a good point. There is the looming threat of Jeff Bezos putting his fingerprints all over the project.
The tax evasion apple.
But Vivian has assured us that for the time being, all the creative goes straight.
No, not for the time being. Period.
Period.
Period. With the T at the end of the period. Period. All right? She's keeping it. You don't have to worry.
Unless the Bezos business gets in the way.
No. They have a contract.
All right.
It's
If
an
they have a
It was signing blood and soul, literally.
Okay, then never mind.
The parchment was made of mysteriously pliable leather.
Then
Very well tanned and supple.
I hope that it stays that way.
Human skin.
Now, that being said, let's see here. The Consequence asks, new cast? For the moment, we haven't heard anything about
cast.
that. Same
No,
cast.
Same cast.
We do know that there was a bit of that Vivzy Pop and Prime caught a bit of flack because the original cast that did the pilot episode for HAZBIN Hotel on YouTube, they were all thrown out and they brought in some new cast members.
That's not really her fault, as it is much of a matter of unions and the fact that they operate like mafia organizations. They usually have to hire on them because they have protections and such, but because they have specific rules. And, well, that's a drama for another time. Ultimately, it boils down to the fact that you got to hire the people that will work for an affordable rate, and you got to hire the people that are already covered and insured by a certain amount. And it's a whole story. Let's just say SAG-AFTRA is not exactly the heroes they claim to be, and leave it at that. I'll talk to you guys about
They're
that
better
later.
than the Corpos. for
Oh,
sure.
no, they are not anymore. I'll explain later. That has nothing to do with this, but it's fucking grim. Point in case is, it was unfortunate, yes, but in that case, it was a matter of having to follow certain rules by union and regulation, and you gotta hire the people that they tell you to hire in some cases. It sucks, make no mistake, but it's a big old private club. It happens.
Yeah, no, and you know what? For all it's worth, HAZBIN Hotel is still an incredible animated series that's beloved by all, except for some detractors who have it in for Vivzy Pop for years, but whatever.
They're having it from her since her DeviantArt days.
Oh, they have it right now, even.
Blast from the
there was
past.
already a small issue. There was already like a discourse going down on Twitter. People complaining that she wasn't portraying a rape victim the right way, and I'm like, it's fictional. Shut the fuck up.
But you know what? If
Just don't watch it. Go
if
watch
she's
something
still
else.
thriving even after all this, then you know what? Any criticism or any insults against her can go flush itself
Remember
down
that
the toilet.
scene of Tallahassee
Water off a duck
wiping
bag.
his eyes with dollar bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's what it is right now.
From Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love Zombieland.
Zombieland is funny, but folks, if you're excited for this, then yeah, let us know in the chat. Of course, keep watching Hell of a Boss if you enjoy the show, and stay tuned for more announcements of HAZBIN Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Let me see here. The
It
last
may be
episode.
fun.
Last episode of The
It
Simpsons.
will be
that's,
fun.
Kyle Canada. Last
This
episode
may
of The
be fun.
Simpsons I watched, which was, I think, the Christmas Future episode.
Yeah,
Can't
that was
remember the
pretty
name of
fun.
the season. Let me see. New cast. I want to one out. Mr. Quake is going on today. Hopefully things go forward in a positive manner. I hate to see VisiPod treated like Olin Rogers with Final Space.
God, don't remind me of Final Space.
And hi, Ulysses.
What
Okay,
they
cool.
did to that show should have been a crime. You know what they did to that show?
What, they cannibalized it?
They basically cut it short before they could reach any meaningful conclusion. It never ended.
Dang it.
It built up an amazing season, fun characters, cool jokes, some actually very heartwarming and touching storytelling, and then they just went, fuck it, cancel it.
Was it due to backstage politics?
I don't even know why. They just decided it wasn't profitable enough or something, and it just ceased to exist.
Oh, man.
It sucked terribly. It got symbiotic tightened.
Ow!
Ow, bro!
Deep cut.
We had
Damn.
one.
You had to go, man.
Yes, I will never.
Too soon.
I will never not be mad.
Too soon.
When the
You are
stars
putting.
die out, I will
You're
be
adding
mad.
too much salt
You
to
are
this pile.
when my
you are
soul-
aging me.
When my
hard.
soul ends its
I
punishment
am Matt
in purgatory
Damoning here.
and goes to heaven.
I've got aging speed like Snake here. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. When my soul ages out of hell and goes to heaven, and St. Peter looks at me and goes, "Are you still mad about it?" And I'll be like, "Yes."
And it's actually funny. I learned a few days ago. You're talking about we're talking about being salty over here. I learned a few days ago that you can use salt in place of cooking oil for for frying food.
Really?
Yes, just
Oh.
literally piles of salt in your pot or your pan or whatever.
Won't it burn?
Heat it up, keep it in constant motion, and it'll fry the shit in the salt.
Most likely because of its dehydrating properties, but that I did not know. Interesting.
I didn't know it either, but fuck, there it is.
Damn.
Fun fact,
They on
folks,
Mythbusters.
confirmed. There's video of it and everything. It was actually introduced to me by my lovely wife, K-Storm.
Cool.
Yes, and this is how I'm segueing us for this because K-Storm,
Yeah.
the matron of the Ravens flock, she's the one who's making sure that we're not falling to pieces in backstage. She's
Feeding us.
and feeding us. She's had the most wonderful week. She's had the most wonderful week of all
Yeah, she
time.
has.
Angel, would you like to field this?
Yes.
By all means.
19 years later.
Dragon Fang trying not
You
to
have
die.
to say it correctly. 19 years,
19 years
later.
Every now and then, you will understand that nostalgia can be your greatest weapon and also a double-edged sword. It reminds you of what happened in the past and how good it was, but it also makes you doubtful and cynical of the future. It brings you the good times, but it makes you feel like the current times are nothing but bad times. It glamorizes what happened in the past while making you wonder if the future will ever make something that could even compare to it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure and a joy to let you know that fuck you, nostalgia was right. Everything was literally 100% better, and this proves it so much because the second this shit got released, it mugged everything.
So what do we
else.
like, guys? We like nostalgia.
Turns out that they lied to you. They've been lying to you like an asshole. They lied to the fish. This entire time they keep telling you, it's okay, Chud. Just move on and accept the fact that things are better now. No. Fuck you. They were better before, and the fact that this happened only proves it. Because guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
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 They barely changed a damn thing aside from the graphics.
It's just like how we said before. If you remaster something, just update the graphics.
And it works.
Give us what we want.
All right, context
Money,
time.
money,
Well,
money,
real
money.
quick, let's
That
go
looks
ahead and
very
introduce
impressive.
Dragon Fang
Also,
cosplay properly.
Hello, everybody. Here's
Before
our
she takes a
beloved
bite. Do it
friend.
before she takes a bite.
She's a wonderful cosplayer, cool friend, also gamer, and suffering terrible, terrible pain. So please send your good wishes to our beloved, extremely stressed out, likely to commit suicide, incredibly depressed.
Angel!
Juliet.
Angel!
No, Angel,
fighting
we
for
gotta.
bills. Anyway, here's Dragon Fang.
She's gonna kill you.
Bro, you don't have to drop the S word.
Sewer slide.
Jose, you need to check your ears.
No, I mean she's gonna fall down like that scene from the beginning of Cow and Chicken.
You really need to get your ears checked.
Yeah, remember? Germa got
sucked.
dragged down one.
All right,
I
let's
know.
move on.
Fine, let's replace sewer slide with sandwich making. Do you have anything to say about this?
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Let's let her eat.
Let
Let
her
her
eat
eat,
on camera.
All right,
This is
calm down, Chief. We got you.
Dragon
And then,
Fang is giving us mukbang. Mukbang
Anyway.
with Dragon Fang. There you go.
Can you drop that term? It's-
Never.
Anyways,
I mean, is it
It's
a bang if
it's
it's
the
like
actual
one
term.
sandwich?
It's the actual term, and so is they on a road.
Wait, is it mock banging if it's just one article of food?
It's fun. Yeah.
It's like mock like wedding
No.
night, mock
Mukbang is
honeymoon.
mukbang is its own word. Just because we have the word bang and we think it has something to do with it, no, it's mukbang. That's
yeah, and
one
it's
word.
monogamous
ruined by how many
relationship with the
how many creators?
Namely Nikocado Avocado, but
Please
that's not what's
don't.
important right now. This is what's more important.
Right. What's
Headline
important
here.
is that after 19 years, Bethesda, by the awesome power of your Lord and Savior, Todd Howard, who will defeat Jiren, has dropped the Oblivion remaster with no fanfare and no explanation. They just put that shit there. They literally went, I hope that you enjoy this beautiful remaster, which will be released right now.
They drove by us while we're walking down the sidewalk. They rolled down the car window and threw it in our face and just kept on driving.
So,
I need to get this.
to the surprise of everybody, the game is almost one-to-one a recreation. They did not change anything. Even the bugs are still there. They gave the game a massive graphical overhaul with a few changes here and there for key graphics too, and that's it. It's
It
just
looks
Oblivion.
like modded Skyrim with the
All right,
graphics.
so-
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what it was meant to look like.
So getting into the article here, the rumors and the Steam listings were real. Oblivion is back. On Tuesday, Bethesda formally announced a remaster of the 2006 open-world RPG developed by Dark Souls remastered studio Virtuos, and then promptly released it. Let me go ahead and scroll.
Just like that. They just went, hi.
I forgot it was that old.
By the way, the game is actually fairly cheap. It's like $60. I might get it myself when I get paid again.
The
50.
The precursor to
Sweet.
Skyrim is available right now on PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X for
For
$49.99. PC players can get it on Steam.
Yeah.
Game Pass Ultimate subscribers will have access to it on PC and Xbox too. So in other words, if you have Game Pass, and if you're if you're in a previous generation console, say for example the Xbox One, it don't matter. You'll still get a chance to play it.
More importantly, you get a chance to experience just how much the series has gone backwards ever since. Because there is a reason to this day, people still hold Oblivion as story-wise telling the best in the series. And it was one of the games that solidified Bethesda's hold on the industry forever. The game has a 10-minute introduction with Patrick Stewart telling you to get your shit together before he dies. That dude had like 7 pages of backstory.
Okay, in my defense, I've never played Oblivion. I heard it's good. I still like playing Skyrim just to get dragons.
That's fine.
That's the only reason, really, why.
Oblivion was
Dragons.
amazing.
It
But no,
was. Okay, so no spoiler. You basically start the game as a prisoner. For
Oh no!
some-
I saw someone like doing the little
Yeah.
things
The
in the
king
beginning.
shows up, drops you into the plot, gives you an important pendant, and you are left to figure out what the hell's going on by yourself.
Well, that's the thing.
Very
I
non-linear
can't wait
storytelling.
to go in here with all these better graphics. As a Kaiji, I have to beat Kaiji. I'm sorry,
Well,
cat girl. But
Fucking
I'm
furries, I swear to God.
really interested to see what the hype is, especially with how amazing it looks now.
It
well,
does
speaking
look
of
pretty good.
things looking amazing, this next paragraph here will go into detail and more of technical side of it. Oblivion Remastered uses Unreal Engine 5 to give the entire world a high-resolution makeover with improved lighting and textures. While it's technically the first Bethesda game to run on an engine separate from the studio's proprietary ones, it still uses parts of the old engine to keep things close to the original.
No, I mean really close. They just took the game, ran over the graphic filter,
I
and
did
called
see
it a day.
one thing that was different. It was the
What? Oh yeah.
yeah, and they changed that up, and I was just like,
They
oh,
did
okay,
make a few
that
scenes
looks
a little
cool. That
more-
looks cool.
They did make the scenes a little more dynamic now that they could mess around with physics. Because in the original game, my man got hit and his body just fucking ragdoll. Here, at least it actually looks like he died.
Now, the remaster has changes to the UI and leveling system to be closer to modern RPGs. Enemy combat animations, sound, and visual effects are more realistic to add some heft to the game's
Oh, yeah,
first-person
by the way,
combat
yes.
too. There's even a sprint button now.
By the way,
Yes,
here's
you have
K-Storm.
fucking sprint now.
By the way, here's K-Storm.
By the way, I have been playing it since the day of the release. Thank you, Game Pass Ultimate.
The authorities almost declare her legally dead.
You can take a seat if you want, so I can do prepping over here.
So you can go.
Yeah,
you can
I
go
mean,
nuts. So
you
nuts.
are
K-Storm, her title card,
You are the
her
Oblivion
name card.
Crim Skylanders player.
All
here,
right,
so that works for you.
I don't have my glasses on.
Scroll.
No, scroll. Yeah, switch back to the main view. And it's
Hello, everybody. Here's
King
K-Storm.
Queen.
Down. Go down.
She's right up against the thing.
I'm the first one under the lit up water. Down.
I am
down,
the
down.
storm that is... there she is.
Yay!
Hello, everyone.
You talk.
Thank you. Now, you have played more Skyrim, Oblivion, Skyrim than anybody else.
I have on the original 2006
Bless you.
Game of the Year edition. I have
Smells
every
good, Italian.
single achievement.
Very nice.
Every single achievement you could get in that game.
So, needless to say... Oh, thank you. Needless to say, you clearly have more experience than everybody else here. Tell us, in your personal gamer proficiency, has your Lord and Savior Todd Howard delivered once more?
I'd be happier if he could deliver Elder Scrolls 6 the way he keeps hinting at, but yes.
Please, come on, give it to us.
He hinted at it during the release trailer.
I know, but it's give it to us.
But do you think Skyrim 6 could even be as good as this? Because this is the original.
Games are getting better, graphics are getting better. Now, I will say, if it doesn't have some jank, it's not Bethesda.
Obviously.
Fair point. Yeah.
Frost
When
Engines.
I was talking,
It's par for the course.
in the very beginning of the game, when you're talking to Uriel Septim before he gets killed, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played yet.
Everybody knows this part, it's okay.
Well, the younger generation.
I didn't
but
before.
still.
Yeah, but fuck them Zoomers, though.
But then again, in the very introduction, he says it's the final hours of my life, so whatever.
Yeah, like the dude literally goes, I'm about to die, bruh.
As he's talking, his head's moving as he's talking. His hair is doing this.
So it is the authentic
so
Bethesda.
weird.
No,
It is an authentic Bethesda experience.
that's also the Unreal Engine 5 for you. It has a bit of a... It has some idiosyncrasies.
If it's not janky, it's not Bethesda. But what I will add as a plus is anyone who played the original game would know that all the expansions, all the DLCs had to be paid for unless you got Game of the Year edition.
Yep.
At which point you got Knights of the Nine and Shivering Isles, but not the smaller releases.
But now it's all being included.
Yeah, I'm playing it via Game Pass, via cloud streaming, so I have nothing downloaded because I still have an Xbox One, not one of the newer ones.
How thoughtful. That being said...
And I'm already in Frostspire or Frost, whatever the fuck it's called, tower.
whatever the fuck it's called tower, yes, of course.
I can't remember what the actual
It's
name
the
is
one-
because there's a mod for Skyrim that's called Frostspire Tower.
Yeah, it's the
And
one
I'm
with
getting
the...
the two confused.
It's the one where the cat boy goes and tries to betray you to Emmett Selk.
Well, now
Fucking
Ulysses
fanboy.
Fartknocker. It is absolutely as Jake as ever. Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. Oblivion Remaster is probably the best surprise so far this year. One of the very few examples of a remaster done correctly. Yes.
Ironically, yes, 100%.
It is both different and the same, which is difficult to do. It's also
gives you
the
what you
most
want.
unintentionally hilarious game ever. The AI is still as Jake as ever.
The
You'll
best
never
part
laugh,
is
yes.
not only did they keep all the entire game, they did not re-record any of the dialogue.
No, I
So
was
it's
so happy
perfect.
when I heard Patrick Stewart's voice at the beginning.
Yes!
I was so freaking happy because he actually loved doing that
Yeah.
role. Did you know?
Yeah, I read the article. He's like, oh god, they gave me like 10 pages for this character who's gonna die in 5 minutes. And I'm like, I love it. They gave it so much depth.
He got more information about a character that dies in the first half hour if you're playing slow, if you're sneaking around,
That's awesome.
than his film roles.
Yeah. Kind of sad, actually, when you think about it.
It's actually
Damn.
quite adorable. Now, what I will say is the updated graphics have me wishing I had an embroidery machine.
Look at all these new
Sheogorath's
textures.
jacket.
Look at all these beautiful
I want to do
embroidered
Sheogorath's jacket and I don't have the
See,
skill.
so here's
Sorry
the
for
thing.
the
I
homo.
would
Okay.
definitely be getting it on PC.
Oh, yeah, no, worthwhile.
So
That being
yeah.
said,
I don't have room on my PS5.
I most...
Oh, hang on a minute. What's up, Angel?
While this is all well and good, I still gotta shit on Howard for a little bit because those cheeky some bitches couldn't resist it. This game does have DLC, and because history is stupid and it likes to repeat itself, guess what this $10 DLC is for?
What is?
Guess.
What?
Guess.
I'm
We-
not guessing.
We're not guessing. We don't know.
Cosmetic horse armor.
Wait, they don't have.
on.
They didn't. I'm gonna have to double check on
There
that
is DLC for horse armor again!
because the horse armor is included in the deluxe edition.
Yeah, but they
And
added
I'm
more
pre-
DLC for
I'm pretty
more
sh-
horse armor.
Oh, yeah, because there was only 2 types of horse armor:
Yeah.
steel and elven. And it,
Now there's more horse
Oh
armor.
yeah, I
than
heard
okay,
ever
that I
before.
can understand.
I heard about the unicorn.
Yeah, there's that too.
Hang on a minute.
Ben Cruz.
Ben Cruz just jumped in saying that
Ben.
the crazy part, the Expedition came out days later after Oblivion, and they're both doing well. Expedition
Yes.
33.
Turns out that
Good
that
to
game
hear.
is genuinely fantastic, and the public yearns for turn-based RPGs. That's why I'll call it turn-based. Also, it's made by a bunch of people that used to work for Ubisoft, and it's nice to see them flex their talents, show what they can do when they're not making sports games 24/7.
Sports games 24/7.
Miss Storm,
Yeah.
while you have been playing this game for quite a long time, and clearly you've been having a blast, we gotta be honest here. What class are you?
Custom.
Yeah, I thought so.
Custom.
Wait, custom? What?
Custom. Like, you could always create your own class by
That's exactly what I was
choosing
expecting.
your different things. Basically, pay to have more horse in your armor.
Huh,
Thank
pay
you.
to have more horse in your armor. Hey,
Thank
you
you.
want more horse? Give me $10.
Damn, man.
Look
I
at my
barely
horse.
afford
My horse is amazing.
I can't believe the economy is messing with Oblivion like this.
I modified the assassin class to add in a couple magics.
Oh, that's pretty tasty.
Nice.
I have to check that out.
I added illusion and mysticism because my two most commonly used spells, other than destruction spells, are detect life and chameleon.
Nice. So
And
a stealth assassin.
I know the trick to get chameleon enchantments early.
Yeah, 30
Honestly,
Apple made it
I
33. It was
might
pretty good.
end up poking you whenever I get that.
By the
'cause
way,
assassin.
I'd like to
Yes.
give props to Bethesda for one thing,
And
though.
Lord.
They actually not only ported the whole game, they actually allowed mod support. So they know people are going to mod it. So
here, I
go
got
ahead,
this.
put
I
whatever
just
you
moved
want
it
in
off
there.
my elbow.
It's
all
Elder
good.
Scrolls. They're always going to mod.
Everybody can have whatever they want.
Actually, speaking of mod support, in this
Oh, hey, there we go.
in this paragraph, continuing with the article through
A person
Oh, nope.
things. Go ahead.
This ain't it. Sorry. Nope,
What's
there
it?
we go. In this
Yeah.
article from Polygon, the same goes for mod support, a feature that is usually synonymous with Bethesda's RPGs. The folks on Nexus Mods are out there changing Skyrim and Fallout 4 into entirely different games. Bethesda didn't say if existing Oblivion mods can be brought over, nor has it said if it'll be as easily moddable as the original game, but given how popular the Bethesda modding community is, I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Scroll down a bit so I can see if they actually cover this part because it's
No, they didn't.
So I actually have an addition to that.
What's that?
So anyone who knows the Skyrim modding scene knows that there was a group trying to create Oblivion through mods using Skyrim's assets called Skyblivion.
Oh, irony.
Bethesda gave the entire development team free keys to the game.
Ha.
That's right. In fact, let me
You
go
know what?
ahead.
That is incredibly... They basically went, you know what? You guys deserve to have your work rewarded, so here.
But what that also does is gives them access so that they can start modding.
And because let's be honest, Unreal Engine 5 is surprisingly easy to mod. So there's already mods in Nexus, the ones they restored already. So they're already incredibly popular. So the game is just as easy to work with as it was before. So
Here's the thing. I'm going to look at the mods before I actually start playing the game.
bigger dicks and bigger titties. Let's go.
Can I have a better looking Khajiits?
Yes.
Even better?
Yes.
I like my
I'm not
cats,
kidding.
man.
The second most powerful, most popular mod is the Fixed Khajiit Faces mod.
Yes!
All right, well, speaking
Yes!
of mods, following up in the same story here, we do have an article from
Oh,
PC
this.
Gamer, and the headline reads, oh, hang on a minute, there we
This
go.
little controversy.
Nexus Mods decides to allow an Oblivion remastered mod that changes, quote, body type options to a male/female, declares it's not, quote, a battleground for broader cultural or political debates.
Fair.
I will give them that one.
Fair.
A lot of basically what was happening before we get into the article.
Of course.
Before we get into the article, what was happening was all these people out there who hate that we try to generalize things, as in this is one type of body, this is another type of body, but we're not assigning it. Because that's how it is in the actual game. Body type 1, body type 2. Body type 1 is what is generally
So what are you? Type 1 or Type 2?
accepted as a female body type.
So which one are you then? 1 or 2?
Boobs!
Bullshit!
Bitch!
Bullshit!
Bitch!
Yeah, well,
Yeah, Angel, why's it got to be one or the other, huh?
well, but is that Type 1 or Type 2 though? I'm genuinely
I
curious.
don't remember which type. I think it's type 2. Hold on. Thinking. Type 2.
You sure?
Type 1 is the type that pops up
Okay,
first,
so
which
Type
is
1
male.
is dudes and Type 2 is chicks.
Is the ones that appear like that.
Right.
Yeah. But other than that, you know what I like the best about character creation?
What?
Bigger tits.
No.
Liar.
The fact that you can give your skin tone an undertone.
Oh yeah, that is actually pretty nice change.
Oh,
you can have, I saw the screen. They have
okay.
like 20 different shaders you can like scroll through, and you can even mix and match. It's a surprisingly in-depth system.
I have my character is very tanned, as you would expect someone who lives in the...
I thought you were a Khajiit. Did you win human this time?
No, I'm Imperial.
Oh, okay.
She is Khajiit. I did Imperial like I usually do.
Never ask an Imperial the race of his girlfriend.
And because it's subtropical, you would
Makes
expect
sense.
them to be fairly tanned.
Makes sense.
So she's got this nice tan with a not a golden undertone, a yellow undertone, because my headcanon character is half Altmer, so I was able to actually put the eyebrows up and all that. The other thing I like is the fact that you can actually do your hair multiple colors.
Oh yeah, they also changed that.
I've got dark blue roots, silver blue actual hair. Kind of matches what I've got back here.
I am glad they brought those changes because the original Oblivion had some good model customization.
And the eye colors. You can see them up close.
They were lacking in a lot of details. Especially because they expected you to have your character under a helmet the entire time.
And you're not race limited for the eyes anymore.
Which is good.
God.
That's awesome.
So you get more customization.
Cat slit eyes on a human. You can have daedric eyes.
Nobody likes having a cat placed on customization.
You have to. You have to download it.
Let them mess around with it, especially when the whole idea is that your character is a nobody who nobody knows where they came from before they have this insane fate thruster upon them. That's that too.
Take this.
My headcanon is that I got in a bar fight because someone was insulting my emperor.
Fair.
And I just so happened to be put on my emperor's way out.
How dare you talk shit about Patrick Stewart? Bam!
There's more to my character's backstory than that, but I'm not info dumping on the stream.
No. Instead, let's go ahead and turn to the article over here on this paragraph. One of the very, very small changes in Oblivion Remastered is a switch in the character creator from male and female bodies, as it was in the original, to body type 1 and body type 2. It's the sort of thing that would likely go entirely unnoticed were it not for the distressingly predictable explosion of outrage from the usual corners of toxic gamerdom, and, in short order, the creation of a mod that brought back the original male/female body options.
Now, you would think that would be the end of it. Like, okay, fine, you don't like this option.
It's just a small
Here's
little
a
thing.
mod,
That's
change
fine.
it. It's your game, nobody's gonna care. Unfortunately, Nexus cares a little too much. For context, in the last few years, Nexus mods has come under some serious fire because they have become very discriminatory on what mods they allow.
I think this part will explain. For a few days, Nexus mods made a point of removing the mod called Body Type Selector whenever it was uploaded and re-uploaded because, of course, these guys can't take no for an answer.
Yeah, fuck you, it's my game, I mod it.
But now Nexus has changed course and decided to allow the mod to stand. The reason, according to a community notice on the mod page, is that the mod itself doesn't violate any policies.
Makes sense.
And that the previous uploads were taken down not because of their content, but because of the uploader's behavior.
Bullshit.
The account of the original uploader was banned, but the mod, or a functionally identical one, resubmitted by another user has now been allowed to stand.
Now, here's the part where I add a little more context. That right there is pure corporate silver tongue horse shit.
Yep.
What actually went down is pretty simple. The mod itself, just like many other mods, has been removed recently because turns out, and this is, mind you, this is information I found in Twitter somewhere. I gotta find the thing and link it to you later.
Yeah.
It's because one of the people working for Nexus Mods for free basically went on a power trip, and they decided that they were going to choose what was going to stand and what wasn't, and they could not let those filthy, disgusting shots get a leg up on any competition. So anytime any mod showed up that would basically involve more female fan service, they would remove it while allowing the male fan service to remain. They would also very hypocritically allow mods that would turn white characters black while removing the opposite immediately. They were also perfectly fine with allowing mods that would replace flags with the LGBT flags while forbidding the opposite. It's basically just pure hypocrisy on their side. Absolute pure hypocrisy, but this time...
Yeah, no, speaking of corporate talk, let's actually read this statement over here, because I actually want to...
Please, feed the slop.
All right, give me just a second here. To clarify, and I quote, and this is from the notice, to clarify, the mod was not taken down because of its content. As is stated in the ban notice, it was removed due to the uploader's behavior. In the comments, the uploader expressed an intent to incite drama and endorsed an external site explicitly designed to host inflammatory content. This kind of behavior directly violates our community standards.
Okay, did they have screenshots?
Most likely they don't.
Okay, screenshots, otherwise I don't really buy it.
Oh wait, it continues, there's more.
Oh, does?
We recognize that mods like this can bring sensitive discussions around gender and identity to the forefront. While there are important conversations, our platform exists to support creative expression in modding, not to serve as a battleground for broader cultural or political debates. What we will not tolerate is trolling, harassment, discrimination, or any other form of toxicity that these discussions may provoke.
See, that I can agree with.
What are you on, the world? How do you own disorder?
Disorder!
As far as we know, Ziana Rose, the only screenshot that they have in the article is just a notice.
Yeah, I thought so. They will see what actually did happen, and this is the one time where the Anons did not fail me, is that yes, there has been mods in the actual Nexus site that basically have gone on a power trip, declaring that they get to approve what content works with their extremely delicate sensibilities. And I'm guessing somebody in charge finally got wise to it and went, okay, is this mod breaking any rules? No? Shut the fuck up. Leave the mod in. That's all that matters. And for the record, I believe those were the same people that removed a bunch of mods that made Ashley from Resident Evil 4. They changed how her face looked, or they gave her bigger tits. And they removed those mods, but they conveniently left the ones that have Leon basically naked.
Damn.
Hypocrisy.
Double standards.
If they didn't have them double, they would have no standards at all.
Oh, no, I agree.
So I 100% support this because this is a change for the better. They basically go, yeah, this is a discussion, but that's for another time. That is not the place. That is not the time. Is the mod good? Does it break any rules? Yes? No? Okay. Leave it like that. That's
all right.
The only thing that matters.
Mr. Juan Arouse, your thoughts?
Okay. Well, first things first, let me go ahead and take the camera back and scrub it this way. Hi.
Welcome.
There we go. Secondly, my thoughts. So it's literally one asshole on a power trip.
Yes, basically.
What the
possibly
fuck?
more than one, but we don't know. But it's been confirmed that at least one person was being very selective on what was allowed in the website.
Then what the fuck, man? Like, no. Like, fucking leave it all up or take it all down. Fucking, like, let
Pick
it run.
a lane, dude.
So
Don't bring your own personal ideology in there
Biases.
and bias. Yeah.
like, and putting it more to the point, like, if you want to try to be like a social justice warrior and you're doing this shit, you're fucking up the cause.
You're hurting yourself.
Don't fuck up the cause. Don't be a boob.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I don't. You know what I mean when
Don't
I say
be
don't
a boob.
No, you're 100%
No, we know
correct.
you're-
Yeah.
Because this is not a multiplayer game where your mods can affect the experience of the other players.
This is a single player
Yeah.
adventure.
It's your journey. You should be free. You pay. Do you pay for the game?
Yeah.
Customize it however you want. The
Yeah,
end.
well, to be 100%, I'm pretty sure K-Store mentioned it. She's playing it through the Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Is she
and
paying for that?
She's paying for the Game Pass subscription, which is how she's got it here.
It's her game.
So
Play it
it's her
however
game.
you want.
You know, like until or unless we end up getting an Xbox Series S or X.
Yeah, boy.
Fucking bring it in. But like, guys, it's seriously not even the biggest deal on planet Earth. It's seriously not even the end of the world if it's a Type A or Type B, male or female. You understand what the fuck it is when you say it.
What type are you in? Are you 1 or 2? I forgot.
2.
I'm Type 1. Right?
I'm 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. 1.
I'm typo negative because I'm edgy.
Oh God, he became a negative person. He
No,
became negative man
you
from
said
the
it
comics.
wrong. You're type shadow.
No,
he is O negative.
No, he's
that
type.
is the absence of zero. The absence.
By the way, typo negative is the name of a band. but
I
I don't
say
expect
type
y'all
O
to get it.
because 0 is like the infinite
I don't
number.
expect y'all to get it, but that's the name of a band. I'm so cool.
I don't need a number. Replace the number with an X. I am type Kai.
Type Key.
No, it's some people say Kai,
Kai,
but the
but-
pronunciation is the same.
Alright,
But the fact that didn't came from Kingdom Hearts, that came from Devil May Cry 2 of all places.
What, the Keyblade?
No, the word Kai.
Kai.
Lucia, she has an X tattoo on her shoulder because she's an artificial human. And according to Darius, her real name is Kai.
Yeah, so let's just cut to the chase. Back in the article, it's a flimsy excuse for a crappy decision. Stating that the problem isn't the mod, but, quote, the intention of the author is patently ridiculous because the mod is literally the primary expression of that intent. The ban on the author's account cites Nexus Mod's policy against files that remove gender identity, including pronouns from a game that have been intentionally put in a place by a game developer when the removal is clearly to be divisive or cause hostility within the community or marginalize
That
specific
is a
groups.
bullshit
Okay,
statement.
okay. With this, that's really stupid because honestly, if you just prefer to call it type 1, type 2,
Then leave
that
it.
doesn't hurt. It's not saying,
If
oh
anything-
no, I don't like this.
If
because
anything, the fact that you call them type 1 and 2 actively removes identity because it's no longer classified by male or female.
But
well,
that,
because some people don't want to see male or female.
But
Okay,
that
then.
in itself
So
is
it's fine.
absurd because
your game.
why else would you remove pronouns or other indicators of gender identity except as an anti-trans statement?
It's pretty fucking dumb, I'm just saying.
Justifying the
Also, I
changes-
don't know you, but I don't know no trans person that ever call themselves 1 or 2.
Yeah, like that'd be so weird unless they were doing a cat in the
Unless
hat
they
thing.
are fetishistically obsessed with mathematics.
I'm twin number 2, aka thing 2. Hi,
Yeah,
thing
but-
number 1.
But that's like Dr. Seuss. That's
No,
not
I
the
know.
same.
I
no,
know.
it's like canonically
I'll be right back.
thing 2.
Oh, what, AJ?
Yeah.
You're gonna
You
put
were
on the
born
Ken hat suit?
Technically, I would have been thing 1.
Yeah, like so.
I said fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dragon Fang was going to be thing 2, but she said fuck you and busted out earlier, and then Zayana.
Oh no, she was taken out earlier. She was taken out earlier. There is a
taken
difference.
out earlier.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to understand the chronology.
We are not born of woman.
You are not of Warren. Oh, C-section baby. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
C-section
cool.
baby. Yeah.
Okay, your crown babies. Got it. All right.
We are more powerful than
I digress.
everyone.
It's dumb. A, that this argument even happened. B, that people are going bananas over this kind of mod.
Yeah. Why? If you're gonna fight, why fight over this? Like, dude. Seriously?
Exactly. You could fight over the jank in
They're
the game.
fighting over a grain of rice instead
And
of
a
the burning building.
Guys, they're just stupid.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Stupidity is hard.
Very much so. And
They give us a bad name.
It's serious fucking Lee.
all right,
let
let's
me
go
see.
to the chat before we move to the next
Hold
story.
on. Oh no, you did not! Lusty Argonian made us. Oh, did you share the link of PC
I
Gamer?
tried to, but I exceeded the maximum number of
Copy.
characters.
Really? How the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
Oh god. Okay, it's their fault.
Oh, damn.
Okay, never mind. I see.
That seems like you need a tiny URL.
No, yeah, no, that's PC Gamer for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let's see what
apologize.
happened. Okay, let's see here.
No, we already read a lot of it.
You went. All right.
We read through the Oblivion one. You guys
Yeet. Okay, I still have the launch limited edition
We read the
somewhere.
Benz.
Okay, Expedition 33. Lusty Argonian maid?
Yeah, there we go.
No! Not the Lusty
Yes,
Argonian
one.
maid! No!
Yes, one.
Always.
Yes.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you people?
Nothing wrong.
Ulysses, I always have a tradition of playing Imperial with any new Elder Scrolls release. Was the race I played in Morrowind? Okay, that's cool. Take it back, old school. But is it all first person though? You don't see your character unless it's in a cutscene, right? Or is there third person? And it is, and Ulysses is typo, brother. I self-identified
I just
as a
said it as a
nightstand,
joke.
says Kyle.
I mean, Fartnucker, I just said it as a joke. I'm
K-Store.
not really typo.
I didn't.
Very quickly, K-Store. Is it?
Is it first person or third person?
Can you switch between first and third
You
person?
can switch, yes. They added
Okay.
that.
Awesome,
You
cool.
can have that. Mind you, the third person is not meant to be what you look at. Sometimes your movement looks like you're sitting on the horse for too long. But it's you
You're-
still have the same.
You're walking this way.
It
You-
looks weird.
You're walking bow-legged then.
But you still have the same actual freedom of movement you want. So hey, you know what? If it works for you, it works for you. The most important thing is never ask a man from North what the race of his girlfriend is.
All right.
Skyrim belongs to the Norse
I
motherfuckers
gotta
when
step away
the
again.
drow show up for 5 minutes.
I
The
don't
most
know.
racist man alive. His girlfriend is just like a lady with like blue skin.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next story over here. Oh, let's see what we got. Bear with me.
Suffice
yeah.
to say, I was trying to fucking talk into the microphone into my bottle of soda. Suffice to say, Elder Scroll fans rejoice. Your prayers have been answered. Enjoy Oblivion Remaster
I plan
featuring
to.
Skyrim from the Elder Scrolls ESO Online game.
I plan to. I might.
I do as well.
I might buy it on
I have
Sunday
to,
if I
I
can.
have to take a phone call.
I won't be buying Oblivion anytime soon. I got too many games on the
Backlog.
No,
Your
it's not
backlog.
It's not a backlog. It's a present log. It's what I'm playing right now. I'm bouncing between like.
That's
4
also called a
different titles.
backlog. You have a backlog of
5
things you have to
different
play.
titles.
All right. So moving on here, we do have another story to get to, and this one is from Game Developer. And let's see here. The headline reads: Devolver cuts 40% of the workforce at Reigns developer Nereal.
Unfortunately, just like everybody, somebody wins, somebody else has to lose, and the industry is still somewhat in dire straits. As U.S. publisher Devolver Digital has laid off 40% of its employees at an internal studio Nereal after identifying issues with recent releases, aka we are not making enough money to keep you guys applied. Get out. The studio is best known to developing Reigns and more recently The Crush House. I have never heard of this. The former is one of Devolver's most successful franchises to date, really, having earned over $20 million in a lifetime revenue across 5 titles. Devolver acquired Nereal in 2021 alongside the Firefly Studios and Dodge Roll. The studio's About Us web page currently lists 11 employees. Neria has undergone a team restructure to address issues around recent releases and to better shape the team for future releases, aka shit didn't sell, you all gotta get out, pack your crap out the building. This restructure has resulted at a 40% reduction in a headcount. Please scroll down.
I got you.
Thank you. During confirmed, they refocused a number of internal teams during the past fiscal year. Polish Story Artificer was downsized by over 50% in the early 2024, where it also reduced the headcount of Good Shepherd and subsidiary Big Fan Games by 50% over the course of the year. The company's overall headcount was reduced from its peak of 303 at the end of 2023 to approximately 270 employees at the end of 2024. That downsize includes the layoffs mentioned above. The board said it will continue to assess the appropriate size of its global footprint, aka we need to figure out how many people we can keep higher depending on how much money we're making, and continue to invest heavily in long-tail expandable games. Translation.
They want to do a Final Fantasy 14.
Service?
They want to try and do like a Final Fantasy 14.
Service?
No.
Too bad, you're getting it. The majority of overall investment is currently directed into first-party IP with a similar focus on existing franchises and IP, it added. First-party spend in 2025 includes Star Seeker, System Era's Softworks, the major project, and another unannounced titles. Spend is expected to reduce over the coming years. 2025 recognizes our peak investment year, aka we gotta make as much money as possible or half of you are leaving this building now.
Now, appraising its wider performance, wider performance, thank you, Devolver described 2024 as strong after annual revenue increased by 13% year on year to $104.8 million. Gross profit also rose by 23% to $30.1 million.
So we're going to increase our profit by 30%, but we're still gonna fire 40% of our people.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we're saving money, so we get more money.
Listen, that yacht is not, that second yacht is not gonna buy itself.
That second yacht can go suck a fuck. I don't care.
Listen,
how dare they?
The people that I hired to suck my fuck in that yacht are not gonna suck themselves. We gotta make some hard decisions here.
I brought this on myself.
This is a classic case of a company that's cutting what they consider losses, firing people, and doing the best they can to meet to report growth increased revenue in their quarterly findings or quarterly reports.
So they're shooting their foot?
It's so oppressive, we gotta change it to German. Das line.
But I don't know, man. Reporting that you're making a lot of money after firing your employees, that's kind of rude, don't you think?
Yes, and Jesus fucking Christ, Kyle. How do you have 600 plus? I don't even gonna ask.
Ulysses, aside from the beginning
crazy,
or ending
bro.
of the main story, all Elder Scrolls games don't have cutscenes, and you can pick between the first and third person at will.
That's
Yay!
Right. Most of the actual story happens with characters talking to you in first person. When the camera does that wild...
Oh, yeah.
Stop! You violated the law. Your
wait,
stolen goods are now forfeit.
Angel, wait, you mean... Oh, take a look at camera 2, over here. You mean they do this?
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
That's such a weird zoom in.
It was one of those cases where they did that to basically help the player to focus on who they were talking to, but they kept that in every single game ever since, and it's almost a little jarring, but after a while you kind of get used to it. They just wanted to make sure that the player would be like the focus of the character, was the focus of the scene or something like that. Now, let's talk about something else that also involves greed and shenanigans. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming. It's very expensive.
Yeah, and it was even more expensive because of the government tariffs.
Oh no, unfortunately
Even worse.
It's been confirmed. They have nothing to do with that. It was always going to cost that much.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, it was pretty much confirmed that even if there were no tariffs, the tariffs themselves, the only thing they did was delay the pre-orders for a while. But the game itself, they did not touch those prices. Certain electronics were exempt, and no, this is all on Nintendo's shoulders. They chose this. And because... How could I say this delicately?
You can't.
No. You really can't.
Then I won't. Because the people are retarded.
Oh my lord.
The orders went out and immediately they ran out of space to pre-order because people will consume that slop. Within literally 24 hours of the announcement, people went and complained, oh yeah, no, I'm never touching this. Well, see, they were right. The problem is that there's way more people than went, I'm touching this. You know what the problem is with voting with your wallet?
What is?
Everybody else gets to vote too. And they have way more money than you do. So unfortunately, it looks like the Nintendo will most likely be a rousing success, which will inevitably and indubitably
incentivize
the industry
Nintendo.
You guys were joking about GTA 6 being $100.
They're not joking.
It's not a joke anymore.
That's just what's happening.
Or maybe it never was a joke in the first place. You know? Maybe standing here, I realized that they were just like me, trying to make history.
From this article brought to us by IGN.
The headline reads, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders went live and were predictably a mess.
Look at this
Yes.
by Rebecca Valentine. Thank you for that.
Because, just in case things weren't bad enough, distribution was also a goddamn disaster.
All right, now this is strictly
Rebecca Valentine.
This
Thursday, April 24th.
Now this is written from first-person view from Rebecca, so bear with us. As I begin writing this piece, I'm sitting at my desk at 11:30 p.m. Central Time, well past my bedtime on a work night, trying along with seemingly the entire rest of the world and the populations of several other planets to try and pre-order a Nintendo Switch 2. All right, scroll down.
Welcome to the PlayStation 5 release date all over again.
Pre-orders went...
Oh, wow, this fucking thing. I scroll and I get a fucking thing.
Pre-orders went live at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 a.m. Eastern,
Midnight.
at 12 a.m. midnight at 3 different retailers, Walmart, Best Buy, and Target.
To who this day I'm still surprised it still exists.
Or at least they were supposed to, but the actual rollout so far has been a hot mess. Myself and a big chunk of the IGN staff have all been trying to order our Switch 2s and meeting wildly varying levels of success. And folks on
Oh my lord.
And folks on social media are reporting a whole host of problems as well, resulting in frustration, dejection, and rarely triumph.
Are we really that surprised
Before
that
you
they keep having
continue,
issues?
It is likely that about half or more than half of these problems are being caused by scalpers.
Yeah.
Because not unlike an oil spill, those fuckers spread everywhere without our consent.
They use bots and they literally bloat the system.
Over at Walmart, Nintendo Switch 2's would-be buyers were dumped almost immediately into a digital queue to buy their systems, and while it did move forward for some and ultimately end with a Switch in the cart, others are still waiting on a stay-in-line screen with no indication of how long the wait is or whether or not it'll be successful.
Dog, if I go online to escape the lines and they put me on another line, I'm going to commit national crimes.
When they finally do get through
I'll
to
do it
purchase,
again, Max!
some folks are reporting baffling error message or whatever is going on here.
They got hit with the thing!
no!
The captcha!
What? Wait, you mean to tell me on their computer screen they're getting the freaking
captcha.
smartphone captcha?
Wait. Did this stop the scalpers? Like the bots?
I don't know.
Did it?
Excuse
Did
me,
it work?
sir. Do you identify as human?
You took
negative.
too long.
I am a meat popsicle.
Let me see.
What the fuck?
This
The PC
what?
is ass. Session terminated. No. Oh no,
Is
that's
that
a joke.
Okay, I was about to say.
Like this
what?
PC is ass.
All right,
Session terminated.
all right, this guy passes. Angel Mendez, can you please put your hands in the yellow circles?
Okay, but for the record, the Black Mafia took like my fingerprints like 2 days ago. Like, okay.
Take them.
Angel, that's 3-6 Mafia. They're Angel. That's 3-6 Mafia. They're a music group for fuck's sake.
No. They rebranded after Arasaka took over the city.
Oh, for God's sake!
But no,
Lenny's
I'm
brand.
actually curious. Did this actually stop?
You see my
The
buddy
scalpers.
David? He ran
Like
off
the
a
butters.
week
Oh no,
after
there,
mom died. I haven't seen
wait!
him.
You just reminded me. There's a thing that scalpers are being that's being done to scalpers to stop them. I'm gonna put your soda away, Dragon Fang. Oh,
What's that?
to give it- oh no!
What is the
blah.
anti-scalper measure?
Dig this. Okay, sorry. I wanted to try to find an article to see whether or not if it's true or if it was just on a video I found on Instagram or TikTok. But basically, there are folks who are putting up fake Switch 2 postings in order to drive away the scalpers, in order to dilute the scalpers' ability to rank people. And the actual description in the eBay fucking posting is, this is bidding on a screenshot of the Nintendo Switch 2. It says it right on there for people to see and to know, and it's working.
Of course.
Well, damn.
Is it like that time when the African cities decided to like drive off the poachers by flooding the market with fake rhino horns?
Exactly.
And it's working?
I mean,
It's working.
Honestly, why did it take this long to do that?
Because none of us thought of it.
Because the wheels of justice move very slowly, and when you have that many Chinese people asking for penis increasing powder, listen, sometimes you gotta make some money.
All right.
Angel, aren't you talking about kaiju bone powder?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, let's go ahead and
myself.
let's go ahead and continue here. The author continued. Target didn't have a queue like Walmart, so at first it seemed like Switch fans saw more success over there. But reports rapidly began mounting that buyers were running into error screens throughout the purchase process, and while some people thought they purchased a Switch 2 successfully and even reached a confirmation screen, they later reported seeing a cancellation email roll through their inboxes moments later, forcing them to start the whole process over.
Bro, if I escape the real life lines and I go to a digital line, and when I get to the end of the line, they tell me I have to get back in line, I'm going to start another national incident. I'm just saying. Like, can you imagine that level of frustration? You try to escape the line to be put on the line, and then they tell you to go back in the line.
Yeah, in that case,
check it out.
that
This is a tweet
that
here.
is because of bots.
This is a tweet here from Kenji saying that Nintendo Switch 2 is sold out instantly at Target. This is unreal, bro. One refreshed on the second, it turned at 12 a.m. Actually unreal. And got there.
What if it was done by people that were getting ahead of you in the time zones? Nice try, motherfucker.
Right.
But I live in Texas. I live in my 12 comes earlier than yours. Fuck you.
And then there's Best Buy.
If you start your paragraph with, and then there's Best Buy, you're in trouble.
Whose pre-orders didn't even go live on time.
Holy shit.
The website read, coming soon for half an hour before finally beginning to pop folks into a digital queue slowly but surely, with purchase confirmations only just now starting to come through for some, while others deal with some of the aforementioned errors and restarts.
That is amazing.
And at all three stores, some have said that they're dealing with fraud alerts from their banks or other weird financial blips that are gumming up the works and forcing them to start all over, ultimately denying them a chance at a system entirely.
Can you imagine?
Look at this shit.
Can you imagine that you try to go through all this hell, and the next thing you get is your fucking GTE going, is your broke ass really trying to buy this?
No. I know why. I know why,
you.
Because these are all coming at the same time.
Yeah,
and so many people are trying to buy it
listen,
that it's literally bank-wide fraud alerts because they think people are...
No, why are we getting 3,000 purchases of $455 exactly?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Gamer, did I just catch you having fun? Oh, my baby! Oh, my finances!
Oh, no. I can actually confirm to you. And I can confirm to you this because this struck a chord. It reignited a synapse. One of my old jobs, I used to run customer service, retention services for a financial institution. I'm not naming names. I'm not out to get popped.
It was the IRS.
No, a bank.
Yeah, it was the IRS.
No, they're not a bank.
The biggest bank in the world, the IRS.
They're literally not. They're the worst bank there is if they're banking because they're not banking on anything. Point is, where I used to work, there were actual memos that went out where you had notices of say like, okay, if any of your customers are calling regarding the purchase of this particular product, we realize that on this day there is going to be a high demand. We're going to have procedures and protocols set for automatic freeze. Expect high volumes of calls. Expect extremely angry customers. Expect them to want to close their accounts, their bank accounts, their credit cards, their loans. Expect them to do everything. It is up to you to make sure that they stay on board. And much to my delight, at least on my part, I managed to help keep a few people sane because, well, the bank that I work in is big enough that there was that there was enough people around to do the work, and I wasn't actually flooded by stupidity.
Thank God.
I still got fired by those guys because they're dorks, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is, look at this horse shit here from their Reddit screen. Waiting 2 minutes.
One item in your cart is no longer available.
And you can see it in plain red text. The item is out of stock.
For the record, when they say 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that means that it's supposed to hit on that specific time. But scalpers, man. I guarantee you the majority of this is caused by people that basically have a bot set on point to flood the page with orders.
And because it's automated.
Yeah, there is very little modding on this system. And
Kyle, you're right.
Wow, Angel is just a war crime waiting to happen.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I mean, you're right, but also excuse me. If there is no war, it doesn't count as a war crime.
And
there is no war in Boss Day.
Exactly.
Also, I was right, and I wasn't crazy. There is an article on it from IGN. I shared it. See, Nintendo fans post fake Switch 2 auctions to flood eBay and drown out scalper
I
listings.
like the tagline: no refunds, no returns. F the bots.
Yay! See, we'll get back to the end of this one. Actually, but yeah, no, let's finish this one over here first.
In the amount of time it took me to write this piece, Target and Walmart appear to have officially
Jesus
sold out.
Christ.
And while more and more folks are managing to get through at Best Buy, others, like myself, have been stuck in some interminable queue for over an hour. Others have gotten emails saying
Wow,
their
nice.
purchases have been canceled or delayed with no new delivery date or ability to reorder.
Check it.
Yo, what?
Another screenshot from Reddit post.
Target canceled my order 10 minutes after placing. Fucking bullshit.
I would literally,
ridiculous.
the claws would come out.
Don't forget, this is 10 minutes after you placed it, and that is after most likely this person spent God knows how long in the line to be able to place
And
the order.
burned like
to pay for
$450 on their fucking
At least they
payment for it.
got their money back.
Still.
It's likely in the coming minutes and hours we'll start to see more and more successes, and there's always an opportunity to pre-order at GameStop tomorrow. Well,
Yeah.
today
Maybe.
at 11 a.m. Eastern, both in-store and online, or at other retailers in the future. And lucky individuals with Nintendo accounts may also get an email from Nintendo in May inviting them to pre-order directly from their hardware maker. But there's no guarantee of getting that email, and Nintendo has suggested that demand in Japan at least has been way higher than the company's projected
Okay,
supply.
I'm sorry.
sense, though.
That is bullshit. If you know what's gonna sell, then why the hell is your projected supply so low?
Because this is Nintendo, and they are not known for making good long-term decisions. Remember, this is the same company that took them like what, a decade to update their software so their internet wouldn't crash every 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Nintendo underestimated. The worst part is that the Switch 1, the first one, was the most successful console in their entire history and the third most sold out console ever.
Yeah.
Like barely behind the PS2.
Yeah, so you would think that they were like, oh, so when we come out with the Switch 2, people are gonna want it. We need to make sure that we have enough.
Especially in Japan, where they rely on like mobile gaming a lot more than we do over here. Especially when all those trains are taking. Like you would think they would be prepared to go like, we should make some more. No, oh shit, we ran out in 5 minutes. Unfortunately,
Whoopsie doodle.
their strategy also does work because that is a good way to drive demand. I wouldn't call it artificially like scarcity, because sometimes making those machines takes a lot of time and resources. But it's pretty clear. If I'm going, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I accuse them of undershooting.
Yeah, no, purposely.
I accuse them of doing this on
Purposely.
purpose because they know. Like, people already like the Switch. They already want the Switch too. If they're already willing to pay this much and up to $90 for a physical copy of Mario Kart, then you know that you can basically grab them by the nose and guide them wherever you want to. So this is just another way to ensure that they will make piles and piles of money.
They wouldn't dare try to grab any of us by the nose, would they, Jose?
Well, they better not.
Yeah, you're right. They'll go for your balls instead. Give me those.
Ew! God damn it. How dare you!
Ah! Give that sack a good old stretch like flubber.
Bet you won't pull by my nose.
I'm gonna,
You can't control
I'm
me
gonna
like
turn
that.
you into
Oh,
a
you mean like
tanuki.
this?
Ah!
Point in case is, this is another result of something that, to be frank, we should have expected. Because the second the price came out, the scalpers were going to take advantage of the situation. And we are only seeing the secondary circumstances of, there, this is what happened when enough people don't say no to this.
I said no.
It's sad.
I
and
barely used my Switch.
It's really pissing people off, and it's sad because we know how efficient Nintendo can be with their design work.
Yeah.
Freaking, what do you call it? It took. There were two separate designs for the Nintendo Wii, wasn't
Yep.
there? There was like the original Nintendo Wii with the GameCube backwards compatibility hardware in it, and there was a second Wii that was Wii only, and it was fucking they popped open like an old CD player.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was like their updated version of the Wii with the Motion Control Plus built in, ready to go and all that stuff. And they know how to take their hardware and chop it down, or at least streamline it. We thought it was weird back in the day when the PlayStation 3 became the PS3 Slim, and then we had the PS4 Slim, and PS5 now doing their stupid thing.
Pro.
What thing?
Exactly.
Just pro.
That would imply that they have games.
Yeah.
They're already talking
The
about
point
PS6,
is-
by the way.
The point is, the Switch is a fucking testament to Nintendo's ability to make their consoles efficient, to make them within reason, to make them into interesting configurations
And fun.
and fucking fun. And the way that they sold the Switch out shows that they know what exactly they need for a profit margin to stay solvent.
Yeah.
So they know how much they could get away with. They're doing this shit to spite us.
Oh, no.
Why?
You misunderstand, my friend. This has nothing to do with malevolence or negative feelings. This is not spite. This is confidence. Because they know
Confidence
people
that
are
they
going to
know
buy
they're
it.
fucking us over.
People are going to buy it.
Actually,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter that they're fucking you over. You know why? Because the orders just ran out. The fact that basically it went out of stock within 2 minutes, it doesn't matter why it happened. What matters is that it happened, and that is proof that it doesn't matter what we do. We are too big to fail. Suffering from success by DJ Nintendo College.
What I hate is the fact that we are literally letting this happen because we all think paying $80-$90 for a game is already fucking stupid.
60
It's
alone
stupid.
is pushing it. As
Yeah,
it is.
60 is already pushing it.
$39.99. No, $29.99. No, that's $60.
Multiplayer only bullshit.
bullshit.
He was up to something.
So the fact
Fucking
that we
Cliffy B.
keep purchasing all this stuff and encouraging this behavior, they're just gonna keep pushing it. They're like, oh, they want it. They'll do $80-$90. Oh, what if we start doing it $100 per game?
And people
They'll buy it.
Somebody will buy it.
Fuck you.
Enough people will buy it, and the worst part is though they will extol that shit, and they will. There is enough. That's the problem. I believe you just listen. He may not be right about everything, but he was right about this. The Lord of the Roaches, famous streamer Asmongold himself, said, and I quote: "Every single boycott is 1 3-minute trailer away from ceasing to exist." It's not that you're wrong in standing for your beliefs and choosing not to buy it. It's that for every person that chooses not to buy it, there's 1,000 dumbasses with too much money in their pockets going, "New thing!
Yeah.
New thing!"
You call on
Tiny.
the Lord of the
It's like fucking
Roaches, and he
magpies.
fucking sent his minions.
Unfortunately, Angel does make a good point. There are people who don't want to buy it, but it's a very small minority. And it's not something that Nintendo's going to sweat over because they're such a huge company that to them, it's just like freaking like just a few pennies or
In
whatever.
fact, you know what? I believe these things are connected. The reason why they under-deliver the amount of units they produced is because they still had some doubts whether people would pay that much for a console and for those games. But the second they ran out of pre-orders, that quickly, that's proof that they were right. They were right because it's a double-edged sword. The corpos get away with shit because people let them get away with shit.
Yes.
Dragon Fang.
You allow this to
I'm
happen.
depressed because this shit's extortatively
This
priced
is
as
all
hell.
you're doing.
I okay. Eventually, yeah.
It's okay.
okay.
It's okay.
Eventually, it's
Please
gonna
don't
come to
We'll
the
glitch you
point
later.
where
Yeah.
we're us normal people who don't have a lot of that extra cash. We'll just have to stop playing games and just play old games that we bought.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunately that's on the way. I already promised to myself that I would never pay $70 for anything, and I have not ever paid $70 for a video game. Nor am I going to start now. Either I get them on very heavy discounts, or I don't get them at all.
Or
I can live without Mario Kart.
Or you sail the
Okay.
seas for it.
Or I might say this is now. To be fair though, I want to have some ethics in my crimes. Okay, so
No, of course. But
I
listen,
don't pirate every single game that I own. I like to support the developers so they can make more of the things that I do. For example, I will never pirate a single Devil May Cry game ever.
because the game is so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing because
It's worth it.
you will
It's
pay
worth
money for a quality game that is
Yeah,
finished,
that I feel is
not
worth
one
my
that is
time.
literal shit, and you have to pay $80 for it.
Exactly.
It's not finished.
Listen, Nintendo is the Disney equivalent of video games.
These are the same fuckers who to this day will never, ever reduce the pricing of their games, regardless of how long it's been out. The fucking Luigi's Mansion for the Switch was like $49.99 at launch. It is $49.99 right now. They do not give a fuck.
I was making a joke, but I just realized this is more reality than I thought. Think about it. They begin as a company focused on family values and family-based product to help people. They sell to as many people as possible. They have mascots with powerful staying power in the public consciousness. When I say Nintendo, what the hell do you think of?
Super Mario Brothers.
And for the longest time, when I said anime, the entirety of the United States thought Pokemon. They know that. They kept selling good product, and then eventually the quality of their product has begun to decline, but the price keeps climbing higher and higher. It's Disney. It's literally just, and they're extremely jealous of their IPs, and they will crack down with extreme violence and high amounts of prejudice to anybody that touches their. It's Disney. It's
You're
literally
right.
Disney.
We were just kidding!
It was
It is
never a joke,
Japanese
sir.
Disney. There
We
you
were
go.
just joking!
Also, it's Disney.
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 They have theme parks.
You're right, they do. Fuck.
They're putting one here.
Yeah, they do have a
Super
Nintendo.
Mario.
They
Nintendo
have
theme.
films now based on their properties that rank billions of dollars.
I know! We've watched them!
They have a Star-Lord.
They have Ryan Reynolds in the weirdest furry dream of all time.
All right, we can close out. Sorry. Nintendo is becoming the worst part of Disney. Their quality is dropping and the price is rising and people keep buying that shit. Ironically, in the most recent years, Disney has been losing money because people are just not buying what they're selling. So I fear that eventually Nintendo might hit that point.
So start bottoming out?
Yep.
I fear it might get to that point.
And Kyle Canada said in the chat, xenophobia is sadly more prevalent abroad. They are probably want to satisfy their national market first.
The xenophobia thing is also getting worse just because of what
fuckheads.
tourists have been doing over there.
Not tourists, streamers.
Influencers.
Content creators.
Influencers.
Dumbasses.
Listen,
Yeah.
I understand why Japan likes to keep their streets clean, but I'm saying if you just decided to go death penalty the next time I see you hanging up a blossom tree, I would understand. I wouldn't approve of it, but I would understand. All I'm saying, listen, if like in America you saw some dude like disrespecting the cross, you would have motherfuckers howling for their blood. We should do the same thing for the Tory gates.
All right, actually, I want to get back to the chat over here because Kyle Canada said, ever since internet, patches, and DLCs became mainstream, they gave publishers a license to release rushed/incomplete games at full market price.
Okay,
Yeah,
but here's the
sadly
thing:
that
if
has been happening.
they're DLCs and it's just extra content, but the story is finished, I'm okay with that. If the story is completed, start to finish, that's fine. And then DLCs are like little extra content if you want.
See,
if you want.
It was like that before.
Yeah, it used to be like that. Yeah.
But allow me to offer you a small example.
have changed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, no, games have changed.
Yeah, they have.
Do you guys remember Destiny?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
on a whim, because it was cheap, I bought the first Destiny game. I'm playing it right now. It's a very it's a very fun first-person shooter with special abilities. You basically pick your flavor of gun wizard.
Cool.
And you have a whole story you can play. You're not obligated to buy any DLC. Now, after the game was over, they released 2 DLC stories. Reign of Iron and The Taken King. You don't have to play them. You don't have to buy them. You can play the whole game up to level 40 and you are good. And if you want to, okay, here, Bungie, here's 20 more bucks. Give me that shit. If you want. Meanwhile, here's Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has released about 9 expansions.
That's more than freaking Final Fantasy 14.
Here's what it gets funny.
Oh my god.
More than half of those expansions don't exist anymore.
Damn.
That's the crazy part. The crazy
erased
thing.
them.
Because they
bulked
fucking
the
pulled
content. So they can have space in their servers, which means that now,
And that's money that people paid, and
Yeah.
now they don't have what they paid for.
And allow me to bring you this because I
You will
apologize
owe-
if I deviate for a minute.
All right, yeah, go
You're
ahead,
already
and then we'll wrap
deviating.
up.
This is gonna hurt. There was an expansion on Destiny 2, and that's the point where I stopped playing Destiny 2. Because I played Destiny 2. I paid for a couple of expansions. The game is genuinely fun to play. This one was called Season of the Unworthy. And the deal is like this. Hello, Guardian. We need your help. There's this absolute fucking badass by the name of Saint 14. Also, hello there, Footlopes 842. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello there.
Photolops, yeah.
Hit like and subscribe and tell your
Thanks
friends
for
about the
joining us,
Ravens
people.
flock. Continue.
So, I'm going to make this quick because we're getting close to the end. Sorry. You are supposed to look for a legendary badass, a hero to millions, an incredible warrior by the name of Saint 14, because he was an android that achieved sentience.
Cool.
He kicked ass and took names, and he was such a badass that even the enemies feared his incredible badassitude. The game plays like a series of randomized dungeons because you're going to a forest where there is time fluctuations. So you're jumping between the past and the present, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Hello, Aaron Cooper. Thank you for joining us.
Aaron,
right now.
hi there. And yes, Mass Effect 3 from Ashes, Kyle, and
Yeah.
also his Wrath.
So, after you clean the forest, you kick ass, you take names, you destroy thousands upon thousands of enemies, you finally find Saint 13. Or rather, you find his corpse, because he's dead. He's been dead for a long time because he killed so many enemies that they crafted a machine specifically made to take the light out of his soul and kill him for good. Don't worry though, the machine only was key to his signature. And when you find him, this starts to play. This was made by the guy that made the music for Halo 2.
Oh, shit.
And you get the final log of him telling you that the reason why he was such a legendary badass. No, don't worry about it. It's like, this song doesn't exist anymore.
But
I'm
we're
not
playing
kidding.
it right now.
It doesn't exist anymore.
All right, but YouTube will have something to say
So
about it.
while this is happening, you get a last log from the Saint going, the reason why I'm doing this is because you saved me when I was young. The gun that I carry on my tomb was the first gun you ever gave me, made in the Infinite Forge with scraps of light and pure willpower. Every day since you saved me, yes, you, the main character, I've been trying to live up to your example because you told me what a warrior is supposed to be. I'm still trying. So the entire deal is that you were the hero that inspired one of the greatest badasses in the galaxy, and it's because of you that he became such an incredible ass kicker. Anyway, that entire thing doesn't exist anymore. Fuck you.
Damn!
And you know what the reason is?
What is?
Fuck
If you
Bungie.
play Destiny 2 now and you go to the hub, the HQ, Saint 14 is there. And when you ask him, wait a second, how did you survive? He
got
gives
better.
you an explanation that boils down to, you had to be there.
Motherfucker!
Wait, so they just
I got
retconned?
the
So they
explanation.
retconned it?
$49.99 for this expansion.
They retconned it.
an
They
explanation.
did.
Oh no, they
How
didn't
dare
record
you.
it. They just didn't tell you how it happens because they FOMO'd you. Fear of missing out is the strategy of Destiny 2.
But he's alive now then.
He's alive now, but fuck you if you want to find
He
out why.
retconned it. They retconned it.
Yeah,
Oh my
What
god.
the
by the way, they removed the tutorial for Destiny 2 and they replaced it with the tutorial mission of Destiny 1. So if you try to play Destiny 2 now, you're going to start Destiny 2 going, why am I playing Destiny 1? And suddenly, after the mission is over, you're going to get catapulted to an HQ surrounded by people telling you all shit that you don't know and things that you're supposed to be worried about.
Jesus, bro.
Yes. Damn, that's a lot of whiplash.
That is a lot of
You
work.
removed the tutorial!
For context, imagine turning on Final Fantasy XIV, seeing answers, the opening CG, and suddenly you are in Charlian.
Where?
You're in Charlian now.
No, which?
Charlian, where the twins live, the level your twins.
You have not.
I
gone
have
there
not
yet.
gone
Right,
there
okay,
yet.
so imagine you're halfway through fucking Endwalker now.
Okay.
And you barely
got a bit-
started.
Surprise,
I've got a
bitch.
I've got a better.
I know. I knew we were
analogy
going
for
there,
you
but I
here.
still
What's
never
that?
Hang on,
went
guys,
Well,
guys.
not better, but a little bit more direct for you. Imagine you're watching the first Star Wars, A
Yes.
New Hope, and right after you meet Obi-Wan, you jump into them going into the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
In Return of the Jedi.
Oh, it's even worse than that. It's been so long that instead of imagine you'd finish talking to Obi-Wan and we land in Crete.
All the way over to episode
going
8
to
to the
Crete.
Last Jedi. Oh my God,
And
that's
you're
even
here
worse.
going, what is going on?
It's been 30 years. What the
Who are you? Why is this so important?
That's a huge fucking leap.
Did that guy just died? Yeah, it's basically that.
Okay, I think we get your point, man.
The point is that shit's fucked, man. And I
Shit.
fear that eventually this is where Nintendo is going to end because they know that this
Feels
is proof
bad,
that
man.
they can get away with it.
Unfortunately, yes, they
Feels
can.
bad, man.
Feels bad, man.
And with that,
Must be true.
it's kind of deflating, but with that, we've come to the finale of this episode. We appreciate all of you tuning in tonight, and we appreciate some new people that showed up on the live chat. We hope you hit like and subscribed.
We hope that we can keep you around for a little while longer.
Yes, indeed. Now-
Help us and teach us how to retain your attention.
Now-
we want you to retain more.
Now, Angel, we've had a little bit of a rocky start over in the Middle East, but we're just getting started in the final chapter of Old Snake, aren't we?
Rocky,
That's
you
right.
mean gravelly?
Okay,
Gravelly.
listen. Those bastards didn't want to tell us where the oil was, so we're gonna find out one way or another. And just as war has changed, our show has changed. I'm sorry you weren't there. It was very fun.
now next
You can?
Well, starting next week, yeah.
All Saturdays off.
All right, congrats. So, next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the lovely Dragon fan will join her kick-ass sister to complete the duo because it just doesn't feel right without both halves of I-75. Only half the car crashes.
At least you didn't say I-4.
I need more dead people. Point in case is Mr. Arouse will be holding the controller and taking us to the emotionally taxing journey of Old Snake as he proceeds to go on one last job before I finally retire for good this time. I mean it to
Before
God.
he steps into the grave?
Yes.
But on the plus side, he gets a little robot chicken that's piloted by Otacon.
That's
Our
right.
husband! No, his husband,
We had a
Otacon.
robot.
Thank you!
Yes.
Husband!
Oh
And
my
I hope
God.
that you enjoy
They
it.
made him look even hotter.
I mean, they do live together and they adopted a child. I'm just saying.
They're
You know what I could do?
married, Your Honor!
What I could
They're
do
married!
after we're done, if you two would like, I could take the
Yes.
PlayStation 3, I can open a new save
show her
file
the opening
and
mission?
show them.
Yes.
All right,
I
fair
wanna
enough.
see
He's
why not.
hot.
And
So, I'll also join us on 5 p.m.
Hatacon.
Eastern Standard Time once again on YouTube and Patadas.
Kick.
Kick.
Honestly, just show him a YouTube video of the first mission. That works too.
Yeah, that works too. And folks, for any pro wrestling fans out there, tune into my program, which is Wrestle Rewind, every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube at Kick. Join me and my tag partner, Mr. Juan Arouse, as we review 3 of the most exciting pro wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. On last week's edition, we deviated from our normal routine and gave you a WrestleMania edition of our show with our special guest, Mr. Angel Mendez.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time too. I don't often get to join them, but I had to skip the Black File, so I wanted to make up for it. Thank you so much.
Understandable. We did talk about the main events of TNA Unbreakable, the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver, and the main events for Night 1 and Night 2 of WWE's WrestleMania 41. And Night 1, we all agreed it was a masterstroke of genius.
And it was such a beautifully told tale through the language of fucking muscly men beating each other up.
The architect.
The main event of Night 2, however, went by like a really, really bad whiff.
No. I wouldn't say a bad whiff.
It was more like a turdy crap.
No.
Like it took way too much effort for what plopped onto the toilet.
Okay, so...
And then it splashed your butthole.
Okay, even worse. How about this? How about we try an analogy that doesn't involve butt?
Okay.
Fine, be an ass about it, why don't you?
Imagine that you're about to get your dick on, and you imagine that you're hard as hell.
Yes.
And just as you get
full mast,
and just as you're ready to get started, Flácido Domingo.
No. Just as you're about to get started, she pulls out a cup of ice water and just.
Oh, worse! Yeah, thank you. Wraps you in the ding dongs and sends it to the ice age.
Splashes your shamona.
Holy God.
And on next week's edition of Wrestle Rewind, we'll go ahead and get back to our normal routine, and we'll discuss the main event for this year's TNA's Rebellion, which is happening Sunday, April 27th. We'll have more on that Thursday night.
You're damn right. But we'll be starting the week off with a bang on my program Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. for The Black Files, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. See, as you noticed here tonight, we at the Ravens Flock cover a whole wide spectrum of stories spanning the whole wide swath of stories spanning the spectrum of nerd and geek culture. See, there's an alliteration there for you too. You want to learn some of that stuff over here, Angel?
What? Sorry, spectrum of what?
Exactly. You're on the spectrum too. But on the Black Files,
Bad thing.
Mildly, I require medication.
Maybe. But on the Black Files, we just hone in on one story and we zero into our fucking opinions. We dig our heels in. We say what we mean. We don't hold back. This past Wednesday, you missed out, Angel.
Sorry.
No, you're fucking not sorry.
There were Star Wars, though. It's cool.
We got to talking about Star Wars Celebration in Japan.
I'm so happy
awesome.
that we're getting Visions 3, man.
Yes, we're getting Visions 3. All the production studios are all anime studios. Studio Trigger, Studio IG. There's plenty of them in there. And let's see.
And Sis and I really have to catch up on all the Star Wars stuff.
Yes, you do. But they also went ahead and showed footage from the upcoming film of The Mandalorian and Grogu. It was this awesome, cool little action sequence here. It's a wonder shot of Mando himself blasting through the big snow walkers, the AT-ATs, and he's shooting these guys inside the tank walker on here. Like, literally, there's one guy that he kicks down aside, and he's off. No, they're all inside the walker.
Oh.
He kicks him off to the side. He doesn't shoot him in the head. He flamethrows them to death.
Oof.
Just lets them up.
Fucking
and
sick.
Just as
I'm glad to know that I remember that people are here. Listen, the other Mandalorians are cool, but I'm here for the dude and the baby.
And just
I'm here for Lone Wolf and clubbing space.
Yes.
And just as he's about to reach the head of the tank, and like the captain of the thing seals the thing shut, and it's like, oh, thank God. Wait, why do I hear a beep? Oh shit! Wide shot outside. Boom! The fucking insides of the walker blow the fuck up. You see Mando and Grogu flying off on his jetpack. So
it's the era equivalent of the real folk blues.
So it's like that's just one of the little morsels of awesomeness that we missed out on. Manny Jacinto, who was the villain on Star Wars: The Acolyte, he came back up. They got him to put the Cortosis helmet on.
The evil Tumblr sexy man.
Yes, I think I showed him to y'all girls. The evil Tumblr sexy man, Manny Jacinto, Chimere, the Acolyte.
The dark side of the Force crosses a path to many Riz abilities that some consider to be
Unnatural.
Okay, so he came up, he talked. Hayden Christensen went and talked. We had fucking
Hayden Christensen, who once upon a time was chased away from Star Wars, the fans now don't want him to get away from it. Also, consider the fact that this man did not talk to his son because he was too busy aura farming his fucking student. Listen, I'm back to the light side, but I still gotta farm.
All right, continue.
So, point is, you see that on the Black Files, we were talking about this show, about this spectacular of Star Wars Celebration. They're going to be back stateside in 2027 for the next celebration in Los Angeles. We're going to go there by hook or by crook. If we road trip it, God help us all. If
Star Wars are bust.
We'll live.
Yes, Star Wars are bust. Yes, damn right. And if you want more stories that go into like single topics that are harder than the usual that you see on the Ravens Flock, then join me on the Black Files every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick.
All right, and of course, tune into our main show, the #1 show on our channel, The Ravens Flock, which is every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Kick. Join me and my motley crew of nerds as we discuss the latest news and topics circulating in the world of geek culture, whether it's a slow week, a busy week, or even, or maybe even a dead week. No matter what corporations are pulling some bullshit on the gaming customers,
Or no matter how much people might want to try and put down indie animation is alive and well. And fuck yeah, it's getting their kudos.
There's always something to talk about, and we'll be here to share with each and every one of you. Now, once again, we want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. You guys have been a wonderful bunch, and this is something we've been doing for many years, working hard and staying strong to make your voice
our mission.
With that being said, Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by Jose Casabona, Angel Mendes, Dragon Fan Cosplay, Zayon Rose Cosplay, K-Storm Cosplay, and yours truly, Juan Arouse, as we bring you the latest news of the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. Working hard and staying strong, making your voice our mission. Join us as we go live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock.
Nice.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of our flagship show. Nerds watching all over the internet, we are The Ravens Flock, and we are out.
Nice.